Good afternoon and welcome to our weekly Fantasy Age live stream. I'll be your Games Master for today. I'm Brian F. Irving from Gethsemane Games at DH9 Radio, and I'll be running our scenario, one of my own devising, the Tower of Saragosa, using the Fantasy Age rules by our friends over at Green Ronin Games. The music that you'll be hearing is provided by the DH9 Radio Production Unit, Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com, and Tabletop Audio. The maps are by myself using Campaign Cartographer 3 by Pro Fantasy Software. And our cast today, whose mics have definitely turned on this time, are Louise Morris as the Orc Artist and Rogue Mog of the Bright Eye Clan.
Hello!
Sean McGuile as the Human Knight, Sir Kellen of Highgate.
Hello.
And Patrick Heavyside as Gora Clovenhelm, Dwarven Priestess of Palo.
Greetings.
So when we last left our party, they had decoded the magical cipher, holding the doors to the tower's dungeon closed, and they'd entered the mysterious chambers beyond, navigating a puzzle floor to make their way deeper into the dark and unsettling chambers beyond. Chambers that were said to have been sealed since Saragosa's death 200 years before. We rejoin them in a gloomy corridor junction, the distant scream roar of some unmentionable horror fading to an echo as we do. So, folks, what would you like to do? I'll just get you over onto the map.
First things first. There was a door that we didn't go through earlier on.
There are several.
Well, we were presented with two.
Mm-hmm.
Louise, did you say something?
I was just commenting on it being that ominous music again.
It is.
All right.
It's that one.
Is it the
I
one with
like
the Darth Vader effect? Is it?
I like the ominous music to the point that I'm wearing both headphones.
I might
I would
swap it out for the other ominous music in a moment. So once it gets to, once it cycles once, I'll not put it on loop.
I'd
So,
like to head back,
Mhm.
and we worked out what the password was to get through it, I believe.
I'm not entirely sure which door we're talking about is the problem, because you've passed a few doors you haven't gone through.
Yeah.
Right.
No. You know the other side of the one that I thought was a cell?
Yes,
Yep.
I think I do. Yes.
There's a room
That door.
in between the corridor and that door.
Yeah.
A little room, which is the one that you've looked into.
Right, okay. I think I know the one you mean, yes. So was it
Yeah.
as you came down the stairs?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, got you.
So I'd like to go back to that.
Right,
Check it
okay,
out.
so having navigated the puzzle floor, you're going to... Well,
Yeah,
you know the
we-
safe route now, so we don't
Yeah.
need to... if I'd
Like,
known you were going to do this, I'd have scrambled it so there was a new safe route.
Oh, what a good idea.
In
It was your
retrospect-
idea, you mentioned it last week, I think.
It was, yes.
But there is
In retrospect, I think it was kind of a bit daft of us to come this way rather than seeing about blocking up that door before we came this way.
No worries.
But I was excited and wanted to go this way, so you know how it is.
lured in by the puzzle.
Yeah.
Do you know what? There is that kind of weird drive that we kind of get taught as adults that we can't just do the nice thing that we want to do.
Yeah,
We've got to do something else first.
yeah.
You can't just have your pudding. You've got to have your main course first, and it kind of gets into your brain. Whereas, here, it's like we were excited for this. We wanted to have a go on it, so we did.
I was gonna say so can't have your pudding first. It sounds neurotypical. I'm out.
You and me both.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I must admit, I am terrible for doing exactly that myself. And I'm worse still when it's confectionery. Somebody hand us like snacks and confectionaries and stuff. Somebody hand us like bar of chocolate, packet of crisps. And I eat the bar of chocolate first, and they'll be like, "What are you doing? That's sweet. You always eat the." No. I'm going to eat the chocolate first, then I'm going to eat the salty thing, then I'm going to drink this drink. That's what's going to happen here.
I was told as a child, right, the reason you do that is because you'll upset your stomach if you do it the other way. And as soon as I realised that that wasn't actually a thing, it completely ruined my belief in so many things all at once. My
Fluff and
entire
nonsense.
system came crumbling down.
Okay, so if you'd like to head back, you can just walk across that floor. I'll know you're not actually doing it that way. I'll know you're following the safe path. So if you just want to save.
I keep forgetting
Also,
my
you might well
red
notice
again
that there is a green aura around your characters. That's new.
Oh, is this the health?
This is the health, right? You will see that around yourself and NPCs. The way the green aura will work is as you adjust your health on either the character sheet or the token, because they're linked, so one will automatically change the other. The aura, once you've lost a certain amount of hit points, it will turn amber to tell you that you're down to about half, and once you've lost half of that, it will turn red. You'll also, as Sean's demonstrating with Kellen there, get little blood spurts every time you adjust the health. And it will automatically put the cross on you if you drop your health to 0 as well. So this will allow you to see how badly opponents look to you, how badly wounded they appear to be to you. You won't be able to see their actual hit points, so you can't metagame, but the colour of the aura will be a good guide to how badly injured they appear to be to you. So it'll give you an idea. So there you go.
If you pay attention, when you get healed,
Yes. You get
Spurt
green bubbles and spurts and stuff. Yeah, you do.
instead of red ones.
That's right.
Gora looked on appalled and did healing touch.
Why did Ellen spontaneously die in the corridor? What's going on?
That's the lowest number of hit points I've ever seen Kellen have. No,
Okay.
if Kellen's that badly off, the rest of us are dead.
Okay, so that's a little new thing we've added to the game. I only found this
Awesome.
API last week, thanks to Nick Olivo, who introduced me to that via one of his videos. So we'll be using that. Sometimes in large combats it can make things lag, but if I just turn off the additional effects like the blood splashes and the autocross, the lag will stop. So if you do find this lagging too much, tell me and I'll turn the additional effects off. You'll still see the coloured aura, but you won't see everything else, the other built-in effects.
Well, on that map on Friday night, there were 20 plus tokens.
That's right,
that
there
had
were.
the aura, and that worked fine for me. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah, it
Other
was
people
working
couldn't.
fine for most people, and there were 20 odd, as you say.
Probably closer to 30, I would have said.
Probably in that region, yeah. Okay, so you're back in this corridor. I'm just going to pull up my master handout and then pop it off the main screen so it's not obscuring the view of what's going on for the
Before we do anything else,
audience. Yep.
Adrian would like to do something.
Okay,
Oh,
what would
yeah.
Adrienne like to do?
She wants to use the crystal ball to scry on us.
Okay.
Right. Hang on. So she's going to look at her own reflection in the mirror.
No,
Oh no, that's a different book.
Yes. Okay, so you're just doing that in the middle of this corridor, yeah?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, just give me a second to describe this corridor to you again, then just in case you don't remember anything from last time or I briefed, dashed over it. So it's a long corridor. There are 2 doors on the north wall. There's a double door on the east wall, which again has the magical runes on. The thing you notice now you're a lot closer to it is the magical runes on this door, which were in shadow when you were up at the other end, are green instead of red, and there's a lot of them.
Oh.
Not that door, the double door. That door.
This door.
Oh, okay.
That door, yeah. So the double door has green runes instead of red, and it has 3 mystical locks on it as well, different to the other ones that only had one. So I'm going to show you the door, just so you can see how it differs.
Does this mean that these runes are in better health then? With the new API?
That's what it means. Yeah, the runes are in
It
better
means
health.
that's where Shaken Stevens lives.
Yes. So can you see that double door okay now?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
And hang on, it's got a vent that's broken.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hang on.
Now, all the rest of them had vents. The others were not broken. So are
This
those
one-
metal?
Two of the same sigil underneath, and that's a different sigil to the sigil that's been on all the other doors.
It is. It's different.
Hang on, whoa! I know that sigil. That's the one from the.
There's three of it.
It's from the Shadow Cult. That was in the center of the room, where the Shadow Cult were at the monastery.
It's very similar, but the words around it are different. But the symbol is the same.
Yes,
Here
it
be
is.
demons. So what's it say? Who's going to translate it?
Okay, hang on. Let's get the cipher.
Okay, so you've now got 3 things you've told me you'd like to do. So let's just decide which ones you're actually going to do
Well-
first.
Well, we're looking at the door now. Let's read what it says.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So you're doing that instead of looking at the crystal ball, or is somebody decoding the door while Adrienne?
I'm guessing that, like, just scrying on us probably won't do much of anything. So can we just say that we're doing that one first and get it out the way?
Okay.
Yeah.
So she attempts to scry on you all through the silver ball, through the mystical ball of scrying. Give me a intelligence arcane knowledge test for Adrienne, please.
That's no moon.
Once she's done this a certain number of times, she'll no longer need to make the rolls.
Okay,
But
cool.
we haven't got there quite yet. She's still new to this scrying ball. Okay, it's total 11. The picture is a little bit fuzzy. It's like watching BBC 2 in the 1960s. Or Channel 4 in the 2000s.
Channel 5, surely.
You can see you all. She can see herself looking into the crystal ball. She can see Kellen looking round with his hand on his sword, ready to pounce if anything attacks you from behind. She can see Morg picking her nose, and she can see Gora staring at the door.
Oh my god, why didn't anybody tell me the back of my hair was sticking up?
Like a ducktail. Yeah.
Woo!
So there you go. That's what you can see through the crystal ball. Was
No,
there
he-
anything in particular you were worried you might see, or half expecting to see?
Extra people.
Oh, yeah. If there's anything that the ball could see that we couldn't,
Right. Okay.
anything that happened to be following us.
There isn't anything the ball can see that you can't in the image you're currently looking at. What you don't know for sure, you genuinely don't know whether the ball has that ability or not, because it hasn't come up yet. So,
The other thing,
it's one of those things you might find out eventually.
The other thing we're going to try with it.
Just turning the grid off, because there's no need for the grid in that. Yeah, go ahead.
We need to write that in its entirety now, Louise. The other thing we're going to try with it, which you may need to have a bit of a think about, so we'll give you a heads up for it now. We want to scry on the Ouija board and see if it can still communicate with us.
Interesting, right? So
Yeah.
when are you going to? Are you doing that now, or are you leaving that for a?
At some point, I'm currently translating this.
Okay, no problem. Have a go at translating this. See how you crack on with this one.
I really like puzzles like this, so
It says green for clean and red
Right.
for dead.
there we go.
Let me just double check that myself. So actually, I should probably.
So we've
pop
got a word
this.
word starting with G.
I should
Oh,
probably
that's
pop
there.
this one off this main screen so that if you don't crack this today, you can't just look on the
Oh yeah.
thing. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I seem to be having a bit of an issue with my level 5. Appears to have, because you're not on level 5. Why have I popped up level 5? You're on upper dungeon level.
So, what's that? Something glue.
So let me just have a look at the.
Hang on a second. I think
Go on.
no,
His
I've never-
girlfriend?
I've made a mistake there. Give us a second. That should be an F as well. So scrub the first one.
Let me just find the door number on the entry number.
Right, I'm going to put that into a notepad.
So,
Okay,
it's
Paddington
5.
Best,
Of course it's 5. Of course it's 5. Okay, so tell me what you have translated it to, and I'll tell you what happens, if anything.
Oh, we've only translated the letters, not the anagram as yet.
Yeah, but
It
tell me.
wasn't girlfriend.
Sorry?
It wasn't girlfriend because
It
the G
wasn't,
was
no.
gone.
But tell me what you've translated the letters into first.
Okay. Well, that's an F, which is the beginning of a word.
Mhm.
We've then got an R. Yeah, R confirmed. Then
Okay,
an I.
let me rephrase that. You appear to have found the anagram, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, what do you think it is?
Well, it's 2 separate words for a start.
Yep.
The fact that these are in green. Are they actually? Are they enchanted or something? The last time I touched a door before we dealt with it, I got an electric shock. So I'm inclined not to touch this and do identify enchantment.
Okay, yes, that seems logical enough. Go ahead if you would like
But
to. Okay.
also,
So, Mark, you're suggesting grief fluid, yeah?
I'm guessing it's probably not. I'm just going through letter combinations at this point.
tears.
Okay, so
Could it be that?
as you say grief
grief
fluid, that happens.
Yeah.
What
What?
happens? Oh,
The top icon
Oh.
disappeared.
What? Oh shit! Are these chances?
You don't know.
Oh no! I'll stop shitpost guessing. I'll stop shitpost guessing them.
And Gora said something. Or rather, Patrick said
Yes.
something.
No,
Did
no,
Gora actually say it, or did you say it?
If Mog said grief fluid, then Gora said tears. Yes.
Tears? Okay.
Yeah, we need to be quiet.
I suggest retiring down to the other end of the room.
You can see as they disappear, they kind of sink into the door and then just vanish.
Doop, 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 doop.
It's almost as if somebody's erasing them. They just kind of.
Right, at this point, somebody should actually look through that hole.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And
Okay then.
is there a gap between the doors?
A very slight one near the bottom, yeah.
Can I have a look?
You can give
Without
me
touching it.
without touching it, right? Okay, yes.
That's going to be tricky.
It is going to be very tricky. So give me a.
If I'm,
Go on.
I was going to say, if I'm going to touch it at all, I'm going to do identify enchantment on it.
Okay. So which would you like to do?
I'm going to try and look without touching first of all.
Give me a perception seeing test, then, please. It's very difficult to do this. You're on your hands and knees trying to peer through it without touching it. You just can't really make anything out. It's dark through there, but you do have dark vision, so that in itself is not a problem. But you can't see anything much between what looks like a short corridor, and it just kind of... It's very difficult to see because you can't put your eye right up against the gap without touching it.
I'll have a look through the vent then.
Okay.
Slop, 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 slop.
Sorry, I've just noticed something. So, you actually said the word tears, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've made a slight error here. So what happened is the first symbol disappeared when you decoded the letters. The second one disappeared when Morg said grief fluid. And the third one disappears when you say tears.
Oh, bollocks.
Oh, shit.
It's going to explode.
It might just open.
Grind open.
Oh.
And I come back to the... I genuinely thought that one was going to take you a bit longer than that.
Wait, what? What?
Because I added a level to it because you had to... the first ones you just had to decode the letters.
Yeah.
And
Should we now be able to see through there? Is that just a...
now you can.
Oh,
Ooh,
lovely, okay.
There's a red corridor.
So,
Right.
50.
Okay. Close those doors again,
Swear to God.
if we can. This isn't what we came up this end of the corridor to do, and we
Right.
don't know what the hell's
Okay.
don't know what the hell's in there. Just one thing at a time.
So,
The question is,
I don't know, but it wants to make me cry, apparently.
should we be able to see through the far doors at the end of that short corridor?
no, you shouldn't have done. Were you
Because
able
they
to-
are open.
Let me just take a look.
It's in
at
my
that.
vision.
Oh, absolutely they are. Yeah, my mistake. So I don't seem to have drawn a door on there. I can sharply fix that. Dynamic lighting.
Gets his Sharpie out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Draws a black line.
Draw.
Right. Group, any objection to me mage locking this so only we've got access?
What, the one we've just
Sorry,
opened?
Yes.
I think we're gonna mage lock the one up here. How many mage locks?
I'm going to do the lot. so that we can close the... If we need to retreat through something, we can close it and it's locked.
Okay.
Nora has become
I'm going to have to
rebellious.
start. If you're going to mage lock this many doors, I'm going to have to start marking which ones you've mage locked. Otherwise,
Yes.
I'm going to get confused, aren't I? So,
You have done that one with the one that's on the not the invocation chamber.
did I?
Yeah,
Oh yes, I just wrote the
yeah,
words.
'cause that's why we're
locked
mage
by.
locking. That's why we're
Yeah.
thinking about mage locking this one as well, because then that's both routes in are locked from the inside.
So GMs.
Apart from presumably the third route in that we didn't know about.
Yes.
Well, if Morg, if you can go and check that one for traps, I'll mage lock this one, and then
What am I
I'll come,
checking for traps?
this door here.
Right, okay, yeah, okay. I will check it for traps without touching it.
Okay. Let me just have a look. So, doing a cursory
Grunt.
cursory glance to check it for traps. You can't see anything that looks suspiciously like a trap to you. No.
Okay, we're good. It's good. I'm an expert, trust me. Look, I opened that
gonna
door, didn't I?
So, simultaneously, Gora summons another mage lock, and which door are you placing that on?
That's the
Double
puzzle
door.
the puzzle with the green
Oh, right,
that we just
okay.
had.
The puzzle door. Right, okay.
Right, now my spell power as written there is not taking into account the focus,
Okay.
and it's not taking into account the staff.
Okay, so your spell power should actually be 18, I believe,
Yes.
with the focus on the staff. Okay, so you've mage locked that door as well. You've also taught the Games Master that even his 3-layer puzzles are going to have to be tougher.
I just thought stuff was disappearing because I'd made a stupid thing and it was trapped. I thought it was a trap. I didn't realise it actually solved it by shift posting.
No, but you have given me another brilliant idea for future.
Oh no!
Great.
Graffiti
That's
demons.
that's really good.
Yeah, it literally never occurred to me to have it set up so that you were only given a finite number of attempts before something horrible happened. But now you've put that in my mind. Watch this space.
The next door's a graffiti demon.
That one did
Oh,
occur to me,
no,
but did I use it or not? That's the question.
Hey, there's an idea. What about an actual dungeon that learns from the dungeoneers that go through it?
Oh, that's a good idea.
So like
Coming
you know,
up in
every
campaign 2.
yeah.
return to the crypt.
Okay, guys. So,
Yes.
Moggs checked the door for traps, the northern door for traps. Can't find anything without touching the door. She's relatively certain there's nothing there that would constitute a trap. Gora, you have summoned another mage lock on the puzzle door to lock it again.
Yes.
What would you guys like to do now whilst I change
Are
the
we
record?
aware of whether or not there's a trap in the door?
You're not
like
aware
there
if
was on
there's a
that
trap
previous
in
one?
the door because Mog had to do or didn't have to, but Mog chose to do the trap to check for traps without touching it.
You know how like that other trap door went off.
Yeah, I had
Well,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now she
Would-
knows Now she knows that's a possibility. We will add knocking on the door to see if it sounds solid all the way down as part of her practice.
Yeah.
So from now on, she will be able to detect that kind of embedded inside the door trap as well.
And the
But
voice
only if she's
says,
happy to touch the door.
"Come in, enter."
So probably best, Kellen, if you open the door, because if there's going to be something damaging inside it, you're the best equipped to soak it. And I can,
It's like, you can take it. It's okay. buddy."
Kellen.
well, let's see.
So we're going to open the northern door, right?
Okay.
Should the squishy cleric do it? Should the undefended mage do it? Should the heavily scarred orc do it?
Look, you need me to check for traps.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Looks
Right,
clear.
okay, I'll open the door.
Okay, taking a hold of the
Be quiet,
handle
I'll
and
take it
twist.
and open it again.
The handle opens. The handle sort of turns, and you can hear the clunk inside as the latch opens, but the door won't move.
Feels like, well, it's locked then in that case.
No, that was you could hear the actual latch. If it was locked, the latch wouldn't have moved at all.
Is it mage locked?
It must be.
Can we see? Can we see clue words?
No.
Okay.
This time you can't.
Right.
You can't see the mage lock and you can't see the clue words. So you think this is a more basic mage lock than the others.
Did we?
Just watch. This will be the one that stumps you all. You can't get through
Right.
it.
Okay, hang on. Let's just going back up the chat to last week.
Mhm.
We had two different passwords.
You did.
Now, Kellen, you wrote about the southern door words being hold shut. So
Yeah,
are we on the other side of that door?
Yeah.
No,
Well, there's a room in the
there's
middle.
a room in between.
But- Yeah. The door on the other side of that room is that one.
Right. Is there any reason we can't go around to that other door
No,
and come at this door from the other side?
if you want to.
Why would we be doing that?
Sorry?
Why would we do that?
Well, because there might be a clue on the other side of this door as to what the mage lock is.
Is there a vent above it?
But like, wasn't the only reason we were trying to get into this room to make sure nobody could come through that door?
Yes. And right now, if that's
So I'm
mage,
confused why we would go all the way.
Okay. Right.
Can we not just put our own mage lock on this side of the door, and then if someone comes tromping through, they can
Oh, we
still
could.
tromp it through?
it could be double mage locked. We've already seen that with the secret passage.
Because
Well,
I've
we got-
seen in
well,
this room, and
Right.
unless because I looked through the vent, and unless there's something invisible or hiding in one of the
Yep.
corners that I can quite see it, dude, there's nothing in this room.
Right, that's always a possibility. The only reason I would want to get their mage lock off it before we put ours on would be if we need to use this door for some reason. Right now, we don't have full access.
Okay.
Not the effect I thought it was.
Well, yeah, but like, I feel like there's probably a way to do it without going all the way around.
Right?
I don't know what it is, but like, oh, okay, we'll hold shut the one for the other side, right? Let's try that
Yeah.
on this one.
Off you go then.
holds shut. Does anything happen?
Not
Did
that you
anything
can tell. Not that
Okay,
you can
fine.
tell. Sorry, I was looking for a specific sound effect there that I was pretty sure I'd loaded in, but I can't find anywhere. Never mind.
Is there any downside to just going back round?
Past the
Just-
demon.
Well, yeah, there's that as well. There is that demon in that big thing.
we don't know
Someone's
about.
Still, yeah.
Well,
Cauldron.
No, we
Actually,
did know about it.
Gora
The one
knows
in
about
the-
Gora knows about it because she saw it.
Yeah, the one in the summoning circle.
I think
Yeah.
what Sean meant was that it doesn't know you know about it.
Ah, right. Okay.
That's true.
Remember, you were very careful to say you were
Oh, yes.
pretending you hadn't seen it.
Yeah. Don't look
Yeah,
now.
but
Kind of thing.
surely the more we trump past it, the harder it's going to be to pretend. that
Oh
we
no, I think we can use this to our advantage. We go trumping past it. It doesn't know that we know it's there. So as we go past, we can go, oh god, this bloody dungeon! Oh, can't get anywhere. It's absolutely useless. No, and we complain and make it think that we're more disadvantaged than we are. We feed it false information.
Yeah, but it's a demon. It's not stupid.
We'll let the dice of deception decide that.
Yeah, you don't know it's not stupid, but the assumption that it's not is probably the safest.
Yes.
Yeah. It's daft enough to get trapped in a magic circle.
We could go by saying that, you know, Master in Hillen's been talking smack about it or something.
Okay, so what's the plan exactly?
Do we have a plan?
Do we want to troop back all the way round to the actual entrance chamber?
I don't see a problem with it. Please do tell me if there's some reason we shouldn't.
I don't have a problem.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Stab
So,
things now, stab things later.
saying a prayer over the party this time, so hopefully the kind of warmth that I felt upon walking through here the last time is extended to everybody. Great Palor, please watch over us as we walk through this place of evil and darkness.
Yea, though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
I shall fear no evil because I'm the baddest motherfucker there is.
I shall fear no weevils.
Because we're not
They
potatoes.
are actually a demon type in Palladium Fantasy, I think it is. There's a demon weave.
It's also a joke someone makes in one of the Chronicles of Narnia books, I'm
Yeah,
sure,
yeah,
but I can't
yeah.
remember what it is.
There's
I
that,
just think
there's
he's
that
the
song.
magician's nephew because I'm sure someone refers to Uncle Andrew as a weevil.
Hmm.
There is a joke in
Okay.
is it Master and Commander or something like that. It's with
The lesser of two weevils, yes.
the lesser of two weevils. Yeah.
As you enter the chamber, none of you feel the cold the way you felt it the last time, but you are starting to feel some malevolent entity's presence.
Yeah. Let's don't go to the rainbow's end, or you'll dream weevil.
Right. So
In
Yeah.
the distance, you can vaguely hear.
we'll get to you shortly.
That's a bad case of indigestion that guy's got.
Did somebody fall down the stairs?
Bum, 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 bum.
He's holding his leg, sitting there going, ow, ow.
Reaching this door, you're going to need that one opened, I take it.
Yeah,
Yes.
isn't that our mage lock? Does that then lock
That-
again,
that-
or have
that-
we wasted a mage lock?
Oh no, it's lockable at any time, isn't it? Because
Uh,
it's an 8-point spell.
It's an 8-point spell. You can open and close it as you see
Yeah.
fit.
Right,
Yes.
okay. Fair enough, fair enough.
Okay.
Speaking of which,
you should be able to go through it now.
Lovely.
Oh, yeah, we're in the next room.
There you go.
What the flip? Ah! I can't! Oh, there we go. That was weird.
Didn't you have a trouble with the door last week as well?
Yes.
Some rogue you are. You can't get through unlocked doors. Never mind locked ones.
So,
Open
Okay,
doors.
so as you're coming through the vestry,
Yes.
you can just hear that kind of bizarre noise echoing around the thing. It actually sounds as if it's more distant than last time. And as you come out of the vestry into the stairwell, the echoes faded completely.
I'll tell you what else.
Mhm.
if you don't like going through the invocation chamber, it's got the demon in that circle. If we get this way open down here, we won't have to go through it again.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Unless this is like full of demons on the other side. They just all happened to be invisible.
And what do you keep saying to me, Louise? You keep saying to me, don't give him ideas.
And yet she's given me loads to do.
Right, so this is the one that we thought was hold shut, is that correct?
So it's a metal door with
Yep.
the booby trap mage lock symbol on the left hand side as you look at it, the air vent above, and the words in runic script written in red letters this time above.
Yeah.
Have you figured out
So-
why the difference between the red and green yet?
Not yet, actually, no. Red. Hang on, red to stop, green to go. Surely it couldn't be.
Nope.
Right. Are they in two different handwritings?
No, they're in the same handwriting.
Oh.
You can give me an intelligence check if you would like to. It's a fairly
Is it?
low.
Is it because the person doing it ran out of red ink?
It could be. It's actually even more basic than that.
Arcane law.
Elemental magic.
Yeah, you can make an arcane
Hang
law
on, hang on.
test.
If it's basic, is it just for contrast? Is it because of the stone or the substance that it's been inscribed on?
You don't think so, no, because it was inscribed largely on the same kind of brickwork.
Okay. Arcane law.
Except it wasn't, because some's on the brickwork, some's on the door. So yeah, an arcane
Yeah.
law roll. Okay, the some of the puzzles, some of the runic puzzles, all you're having to do is translate them and speak what the translation is. On that door, the translation gave you a cryptic clue to a further puzzle.
The additional levels to the puzzle.
Yes. So that suggests to you that different colours will give you a clue as to whether there are...
Ah, yes, okay. 5 points of stunts there as well.
Okay. In that case, you can remember that this is indeed the exact same runic script as was on the southern door out of the summoning chamber. So you know that it is the same puzzle.
Yeah.
It's hold shut. And the moment
shut.
you see it, the mystical symbol fades and the door just swings open. Just
Okay.
becomes ajar would actually be a slightly more accurate
The
phrase.
door turns into a jar.
It does.
Yes.
It turns into a jar. The magical dungeons. What can I say?
And when you've got two of them together, it'll bink.
Well,
I tell you what else is layered right now. Mog's paranoia. Because she wasn't comfortable about the spirit board because, like, maybe it's demons. But now it's like all these doors are covered in clues that seem like the one to be solved.
That's a good point. Must be said though, before it was jammed and now it's a jar.
Oh, dear.
Right, before we do anything else, I'll stick a mage lock on it.
Okay.
I like this spell, Brian.
Go ahead, burn all your magic points.
Then we'll have a rest in our mage lock dungeon. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's like
They can try and get through with no clues.
Well, if you're right about there being two factions, that works in your favour. If you're not,
Absolutely, it's why I'm doing it.
yeah. If you're not, there's conceivably 8 other mages who might all have dispel enchantment, for all you know. Or just
enchantment.
share the.
Shared
And
passwords. That
then-
doesn't seem like a good idea.
Yeah.
No, I was going
not
to say
much
share
security
the
in that.
burden of unlocking the mage locks, but you
Yeah,
really don't know for
then-
certain.
Then they'll
Okay,
burn
so
through all their magic trying to take the door off its hinges, and those things look really sturdy.
they are very sturdy. Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's another mage locked door as you once again, and 5 points of 5
Can I
points of
add-
wisdom. Yes.
Can I add, or may I add, the 5 points of stunts to the strength of the mage lock, i.e. my spell power?
No, but there is actually a stunt that does allow
is.
you to add
Yeah.
add power to it, but I believe it
I
has a
can-
limit, so you'll have to
I can,
check.
add, I can add up to 3, so I will do that.
Okay, so I'll have to alter this add up the 3, so that's a 24.
Why is it a 24?
Because it was 21. And he's
Why
added
is it
3.
21?
No, it should be base 18 plus 3.
Sorry, so why did it come up 21? Oh, because I...
Because you copied and pasted the other one that I boosted.
Yes, you're right. I
Yeah.
did. All right.
So yeah, there you go. That's right.
And I'll use the other 2 points to make it a skillful casting to reduce the cost by 1.
Okay. Yes, no, not a problem. Oh, what's happened there?
There we go.
Well, there we go. Okay, so you
Todd's
reduce the
landing.
cast of this one, and you summon the energy and feel it leave you, and mage lock the door. Is that in front of you or behind you? Or?
That's right here. It's this door we've just opened. Also,
Yes, but is
making
it in
sure
front
that
of you? Do you mage lock it while you're standing where you appear to be
I need to
standing?
check it for traps before we walk in.
Okay, go
I-
ahead.
Oh, hang on, I used the wrong thing. Sorry.
That's okay.
It's searching to look for them. Traps is to set them.
Or disarm them. Yes.
Yeah.
and I make sure that these 2 doors are closed.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, closing those doors to rearm the mage locks, whilst Mog checks this one for traps. She can't see anything around it that's worrying her, so she cautiously knocks on the door at different levels to see if she can feel a difference in the sound or sense a difference in the sound, which might indicate whether there's anything inside the door. She can't detect any change in the sound, so she feels fairly confident it's a solid metal door.
Alright then, I think it's okay.
Do you want me to open it?
Well, Mog stepping straight through.
Alright, you invisible creatures.
While we're here, we are right next to the stairs. I'm given to think there was another, potentially, I think we're pretty much certain at this point, another hidden room further up.
Probably,
Do we want to go and have a poke about with that one before we progress any further into the dungeon?
out here.
This seems to me like we were going back to look at things that we can look at later.
Yeah.
I don't.
Going back to look at things that may help us as we go through this dungeon.
But there's the possibility of once you go back up the stairs,
Yes.
you're going to run into somebody.
Yeah.
And we're coming out of where we've been instructed to go. We're doing absolutely nothing wrong.
What are we going back for?
Food, or to check on the servants, or to use the facilities. Whatever. We make an excuse.
Okay.
Oh, I want to see what's down here.
Go on then. Go and see the next door.
No, I meant down here in general. I want to see what's on the other side of that room with the pretty floor that we were going to look in, that we're now being
There
dragged
does seem to
way
be
back from.
Awful lot of backtracking going on.
Leave no room uncleaned. Is that you?
What I will say
The
is,
thing about down here, right? What if there's so many rooms and stuff that you want to go back and look for because that's the curse? It's to make you wander around forever like a labyrinth of, oh, but there might be another door here and another one there, and you're just sort of trapped forever going through multiple doors. And
what I'll say
don't
quite
tell me that's
happily,
a great idea, Brian.
what I'll say quite happily is, if, and this is out of character, if the group just want to push on, absolutely, I will go with what the group want to do. I'm throwing it out there,
Yeah.
as a concept, because we're as close to it now as we're going to get.
You think?
Well,
Yeah,
as far as we can know.
I think there's at least one more route down here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You were definitely
least.
told there was
Back
another
up
entrance.
somewhere.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
another entrance, right? Which is probably that one which is outside, looking at the
Oh, yeah,
northern
the
side of
well.
the castle. There's a gateway
I'm-
there.
I'm simply given to think
Right.
that
And
we've
there's
been Sorry.
I was going to say there's also the well.
Yeah.
Yes.
May actually
I'm
be an entrance.
I'm simply given to think we've been presented with a non-linear dungeon.
Absolutely.
This isn't like the door slammed shut behind us and the only way out is through. The option is there,
Okay.
and right now we're pretty close to it.
Okay.
the last-
I've got no objection to going back and looking
Mm.
at that room, but
The last time we did it, we came away with something really valuable. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
While we're here, and we're dealing with mage locks, we might as well do this one. Let's take a look. See.
Okay.
You mean look inside this room, see what's inside this room?
Oh yeah.
See, there's nothing invisible here chomping on my
There's
shoulder.
nothing in this room. It's just a vestibule with that door at the far end, which looks like the previous door, except for the fact it doesn't have the magical symbol or the visible runes on it.
Try and open. Is it bolted?
Sorry, you broke up extremely badly there. Could you say that again?
Okay.
No.
Is it bolted?
No, doesn't appear to be bolted.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't appear to be bolted.
Okay.
So could it be open
Try the
from
door.
outside?
Doesn't open.
So someone has mage locked it?
Is it physically locked?
No.
No.
No. When you tried it from the other side, you felt the latch inside move, so you know that it's not naturally locked. There's no visible puzzle lock, so it appears to just be a standard mage lock. Or somebody super glued it shut, who knows?
What's this in
Is
the
this
corner?
just a weird bit of floor?
Let me just take a look. I'm going to have to zoom in. I
Or is
can't
that a
remember
sconce
putting
of some
anything there. It's a
description?
torch sconce, yeah.
Ah, okay.
There is the burned stub of an ancient torch.
Light it. Light it.
You're the one with a mage candle or flint or
One of these
whatever.
fine days.
Okay. So striking the flint.
I could have more magic or
Sorry, say that again.
actual flint, not
Yeah.
using magic.
Yeah. Striking a flint,
Actual
you
flint.
eventually get a spark and set the torch. Well, it actually takes quite a bit of doing because the torch is extremely dry. The tar it was originally dipped in has long since solidified. This torch doesn't look like it's been lit for 100 years or more.
Can we not just put another one in there?
Yeah, you can put
And
another
also
one
the
in there.
rest of the party are sniggering about Major's candle the whole time, so that probably doesn't help.
Don't start with a mage's candle.
I'll tell you what, I'll sacrifice the torch.
Shouting
Okay.
shouting
Put it in
loudly to drown them out. I'm going to start going through words. Saragosa,
Door opens. Sorry.
open in
Really?
cartoonish.
Oh shit! I've just.
Which
I don't know
one?
What happened there? Saragossa. Literally the first thing you said.
Ah!
We came all the way around, and we could have got it with just saying Saragossa at the other side of the door.
Yes.
The other door's closed though. Was that
No,
mage
this-
locked?
This is that door.
That is
No,
that door.
the other door's just closed.
The other
The
door's
northern door has just closed.
Oh,
right.
right, yeah.
Okay. I must have been on the wrong carrot. That's why the one I was looking at didn't open.
And Mog just spat fire.
Yeah. Don't
Yeah,
worry about
Yeah,
that.
that was weird.
She does that when she's annoyed. Don't orcs. What can I say?
I just assumed that was from a cheek from
Well,
God.
yeah, actually, as it happens, as you open that southern door, the one behind you does close. So
Fair
the
enough.
bottom one opens, creaks open, and the one behind you clang shut.
Right, fair enough.
It's now mage locked anyway.
The top one is, yeah.
The top one is the one
Right,
behind
okay. So, putting it to the group. Oh, I think that probably that's Mog's vote. Putting it to the group. Do you want to go back up and poke about, or do you want to push on?
I'll go with whatever the group vote is.
I think you've already made it clear your preferences to push on. So
enough.
No,
do feel
no,
feel free
no.
to say that, Louise, if you're just feeling that
Oh.
you know a bit.
If I'm outvoted, I will go back. I don't
Okay.
mind. But like, obviously, we know what my preference is.
I am completely open to arguments for both sides. I'm presenting an option that I would think from like a gaming point of view, people normally wouldn't consider, because like once you get into a dungeon, you tend to kind of push on with it.
Yeah, that tends to be the thing. I just stepped in there because Louise had said a few times she wanted to push on, and
Yes.
I just felt it was a case of the question just kept being asked till the answer you wanted was
Oh,
going to come
God,
up.
definitely not.
So
definitely not.
I just wanted
I
it
don't-
on the record that Louise's
Yes.
preference is to push on, but she
Yes,
will
indeed.
go back if that's the vote of the majority. Is that okay, Louise?
Okay.
Yeah, Yeah, that's fine.
Correct me if I'm wrong or if I'm overstepping.
No, that's pretty much exactly it.
Okay, cool. Right.
Not
Okay.
with
So,
them, not she.
obviously, Adrienne's an NPC. She'll go with the
Yes,
majority.
indeed. Yeah.
Otherwise, it would just be me telling you my preference, and that's not on.
Yes.
So,
I'll
Sean.
tell you what. Right. There you go. Vote with your token.
Here you go. See, so it's I get the casting vote. Is that
Yes.
the thing? So I have to make that decision.
Just
If
bear in
we're running this as a democracy, we do not have we don't really have a stated leader as such. So we are in a state of deadlock somewhat. I am very keen.
The two
Sorry?
opposing viewpoints seem to be that you're probably going to be going back that way, so you could look at them later, versus you might not be going back this way, so you might be the closest you'll be to it.
You'll never be.
So,
For that part of the argument, that is a very compelling reason to go and look at it now. Right? Because what happens if we actually end up with no way back to here? There's a bridge collapses or whatever. We don't ever get to come back this way because of some trap or some creature or some other circumstance where we have to exit sharply out through another exit. I mean, there's nothing stopping us from coming back round and down the stairs.
True.
But that's a whole different day.
Just remember, the entrance for this is through a private study.
Yeah. Which may actually end up being mage locked after.
Exactly.
That sort of thing. I'm going to say I really don't want to do it, but I'm for going back and checking for another secret room.
Okay.
It's kind of, yeah. I want to solve the mystery of the dungeon, but the practicality of it is tactically it makes sense to go strategy-wise to go back and look at that for that now.
With that in mind, is everybody happy to do that from a player gaming standpoint? Because as the kind of instigator of this, I don't want to end up sort of dragging people along something that they don't want to do. I am perfectly happy to do the other way if that would be more pleasing to the group.
I wouldn't have said yes if I didn't read it. Come on.
Okay. Right.
These players, we've got to kick up them.
Right. No friction. Let's do it. No drama. Let's go back and check.
Okay, Mog, please lead on with your Cloak of Shadows.
Yes, but when we come back down here, we are going through that flippin' pattern floored room
Agreed.
first.
Agreed.
Yep. Okay.
Right, okay, I can't get the door open.
Open.
okay.
Apparently, I do not have permission to run commands.
Ignore that.
Yeah, ignore that. It tells you that all the time. It's not true. Okay, so.
Don't leave me behind in the dark.
Yeah, if you could all
on,
have it cluster together so I can.
I can move you if you want. I don't know why.
Okay, let me just grab those. Hey, what the hell's it grabbed there?
Don't know.
Oh, I see. It's that. Oh shit! Right, okay. I'm just going to
Well,
move.
we know what it isn't.
That's ominous.
We know
No,
what it isn't.
it's the message. It was trying to include the message in the cut and
Trying
paste.
to grab the text.
Yeah. Okay, so copy. And you're heading back up the stairs again. You're going to be shattered just going up and down stairs all day.
Yeah, we're fit adventurers. We have stamina mites.
This is cardio.
It's not off. I'm going to be having you make saving throws versus exhaustion and heart attack before much longer.
Let's do leg day.
Okay, so which level are you thinking of getting off at is the question.
The one where we haven't looked for a secret room.
Yes.
So the next level up, whichever level had the.
So ground level was where you came over this into the corner of the tower in the first place from the secret staircase. One level up from that is loading very slowly. Is where you found the chamber with the crystal ball, and let me just It'll be one up from that then, won't it?
Shape so. Because the ground floor has this is the secret room, the stairwell.
Yeah.
Down into the dungeon, whereas
Okay, so
it's to the
climbing up
east.
once more, you find yourself on, I think this is the 3rd floor of the tower. It is the 3rd floor of the tower, yeah. This way, one you haven't looked for a secret passageway out of before. As you're coming up the stairs, though, you can start to hear from above, you can hear just faintly voices.
Let's listen in and see what we can hear.
Okay, make perception.
Oh, except for Adrienne, who's going to scry for it to that area.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, I don't think you've ever been to that area. Oh, no, you must have been to that
Yeah.
area. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so make the roll for Adrienne just to scry, and anybody who's listening can make their listen rolls. Okay. What Adrienne can see is a gathering in the staircase above of mages. You have the master and the mistress. Each has one of their apprentices. So Magnus is with the master, and let me just check which one is with the mistress.
Is it Flirty McFlirterson?
It's not, it's the other one. It's Lyra.
Ah,
Lyra is with them. And they appear to be arguing. The master and the mistress appear to be arguing.
That's a domestic.
Yeah, you can, with a 13, you can just about hear. What appears to be happening is you're pretty sure they're arguing about you. You can hear the master saying, I believe Magnus was right. I've already caught them poking about in areas of the tower they're not supposed to be in since going down into the dungeon. I think they're nothing more than thieves, and we should deal with them accordingly. The mistress is saying, but they are guests in our house, and if they are going to brave the dungeon and deal with whatever's down there, then let us give them that opportunity. The master's like, if we were to go down those stairs now, I dare say we'd bump into them trying to rob us blind yet again.
told ya.
They've already stolen the scrying ball from one of the secret chambers. The thieves, they're nothing more. I say we exterminate them like vermin. That's about all you can hear, because they suddenly stop and somebody says, "Shh, do you hear that?" Make me a stealth roll, everybody. See if they did hear
no.
anything.
That's a dexterity roll, isn't it?
It is, sorry, it's dexterity stealth.
Does being in the cloak of shadows make any difference to this?
No, because it's them listening for you.
Sorry, guys.
Put the scrying ball into the thief's purse.
Probably already there, to be fair. If it's
I would imagine so, because it's quite sizable.
Well, no, Adrienne was using it to scry on them.
Yeah, but then you started
Yeah, I
moving
mean,
it.
she's got
Oh no, she
hands,
was doing it right now. You're quite right. Yes, so it's
Yeah.
currently
Oh, yeah.
out and in her hand, and she's looking a
Yeah.
bit guilty. As soon as she hears him go stolen the scrying ball, she's like, and she just hands it to Mark.
That means, hang on, wait, if
Was
that's,
that what they heard?
yeah,
Okay, so
If-
what's the worst of the dexterity tests?
It wasn't mine.
It was a 14.
14. Okay, so let's see if they hear you. So starting with the master, probably. So that's the party.
the best, however, the best was a 19 with 4 points of stunts, though.
Okay, what are the 4 points of stunts going to be used for? And let's see if we can.
Going to be used to aid somebody to make them quieter.
Yes.
Exploration stunts. There should be something in there that will help with that.
It's mostly about searching, isn't it?
There should be something that allows you.
It's like a setup for somebody on the next.
Yeah,
steps.
essentially, it's similar to a setup. Yeah. If you can't find it, then check setup in the combat stunts. Tell me what that would have cost for what bonus, and we'll say it's a similar type of
Setups are 3. You create an opening an ally can exploit, pick an ally. On the next turn, they receive a 2+ bonus.
Okay, so for 3 stunt points, I'll say you can give 2 bonus to whoever got the 14.
That'd be me.
That'll
Yeah,
be you.
let's
So
do that.
as you're coming up the stairs, your scabbard bangs on the wall. And who was it that got the stunts?
Adrian.
Adrian reaches out, grabs the scabbard just to stabilise it so it can't bang off the wall a second time. So we will give you the 2 points, so that takes you up to 16. So what's the lowest target number now?
15.
15. Okay, so there's.
I was 15 with 6 points of stunts, though, if it's a success.
Right. Yes. We'll see in a moment, I suppose, because it's opposed. So technically, I shouldn't have let you have those stunts till we tested, but
Oh, right.
it seemed narratively quite nice to do that. So let's see if Lyra heard you. So 15 to beat. Nope. So Lyra didn't hear you.
There's somebody on the stairs.
And who did I say that? Magnus. Magnus is also trying to listen to see if he can hear anything. And he's not heard you either. So it would be the Master and Mistress next. So they'll be under M. Okay. Now, depending on which one of these hears you, if anybody does, the reaction might be different. Because if the Mistress hears you, she seems to be kind of on your side and the Master doesn't. So, let's see. She might not bother to tell anybody if she has heard you.
If he's speaking honestly and accurately, fucking hell, that means that he's got through 2 mage locks.
Yeah.
To test for that. That's if he's actually managed to do it.
Yeah. Okay,
He could just be lying. He hasn't actually caught us doing it, which is another thing that he said.
Yeah. That he did actually say that he'd caught you doing it, which is not true. Yeah. Okay. So, so she's definitely heard you. Let me just see if he has, and then I'll decide what she would do. He hasn't. So, it's actually the Mistress that has heard you. So somebody went, shh, what was that? Did you hear that? The Mistress, from the look on her face, it just passes briefly. You have a suspicion that she has. And then there's a pause while she tries to decide what to do about it. What she does about it, you don't know because you're not scrying on her anymore.
No.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so it's just gone relatively silent over there. Now, we're going to turn the tables a little bit here, and you are going to make a... Oh, she was on Whisper for some reason, Lyra. Okay. We're going to turn the tables a little bit, and you're going to make a hearing test to see if you can hear what they're up to. So you go ahead and make your hearing tests first and tell me what the...
Luck of the devil. There you go.
Oh dear. Right, okay.
Kellen's clearly got some sort of listening device in his helmet.
Okay, so what's the best listen number we got out of that?
20.
20. Shit. Right. Okay, I think it's fairly safe to say under those circumstances you can hear shuffling and moving about above you.
And is Kellen telling the rest of us that? As to what he's heard?
Not at this point. I'm just holding my hand up, sort of thing. Like,
oh, right.
Sort of like
They
say,
do
be
the
quiet,
military
sort of
sign language.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not even going to bother to make the stealth tests, because if you've got a 20, there's no way all 4 of them are getting higher than that.
6 stunt points.
With 6 stunt points, so what would you like to do with 6 stunt points?
If this is an exploration stunt, where's the exploration stunts gone? For some reason,
79 on the strap.
I can't open the stunts, the exploration
Okay.
stunts. It won't let me. Oh no, there we go. Right, it wasn't letting me drag it open. It was just dragging it closed.
That's
I had that as
bizarre.
my character sheet earlier. I just
Did you?
assume that's this week's random throw of the dice for weird glitches from Roll20.
It could
I'm
be.
sure this. I'm sure every time we start a session, a dice is rolled.
Yeah, something like the complications pool.
Yeah.
Which, incidentally, that reminds me.
Oh no, sorry.
Could somebody, whoever would like to volunteer, who would like to be the volunteer?
I'll do it.
Okay, roll a d6 for me, please.
4.
4. Right, you are. Okay. The good news is your complication pool has just drained down to 0.
The bad news.
Bad news, you don't know what the bad news is just yet.
Oh God.
Right, I'm just going to rub all those off. There we go. We're back
I
to
can
this.
suspicion. I know.
Okay. You can also hear a tink, 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 tink.
They've thrown a hand grenade.
They have.
Fuck.
Right. The grenade goes off, and you can hear yelling from. Ooh, wait a minute. Has this come down or up? No, that's come down. Okay. You can hear yelling upstairs as if like the argument has broken out again, and then you can hear shouts of alarm. You have no idea what's going on.
Right, because I was going to take the upper hand,
Yeah, go for it.
which is a 4-point stunt. Says if your discoveries lead to combat within a moment or two, you receive a +3 bonus to the initiative roll.
Right. Okay. Make an initiative roll, everybody.
I've got a conviction point.
Yes. Okay. What would you like to do with your conviction point? If you
Can I see where this grenade is?
Yes, it's kind of bounced down the stairs.
Can I spend my conviction point to throw myself on it?
Yes, you can. So only you
what?
will take the damage as it goes off.
Yeah.
So the grenade detonates, and in the process, 6. Oh fuck it! I'll just do it this way. So it is. Come here. 11 points of damage to Gora.
Okay.
As the sorry, it'll be 11 plus 3, so it'll be 14 points of damage as Gora's thrown herself on the grenade with a conviction point. It's detonated underneath, and you hear alarmed yells from upstairs. You can. What would you like to do?
Well, I thought we were making an initiative roll at this point.
That was to see if you acted before the hand grenade, but once Gora chucked herself on it. I mean, yeah. I'm just going to allow her to do it because she used a conviction
I
point.
think we should grab Gora and run back downstairs myself.
Agreed.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. Can I have, since nobody's actively listening, you will get a -2 pen. Actually, I'll just make the target number louder. Louder? Harder. But could I have a perception hearing test from anybody, please? Because you're all running and you're still a bit deafened by the fact that this grenade's just gone off, this blast grenade's just gone off under Gora, who's not feeling so well. Your target number is going to be 15. But there's a lot of yelling amongst the mages. You can't tell. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, it was such a confused mess of us running. The Adrienne's managed to roll twice
Nope.
as different people.
That's fine, not to worry. So we've got.
Double take.
Did anyone
Eight.
get higher than 15?
No.
No.
12 is the highest roll.
We are all deaf as fuck.
Okay, so you can't make out what the yelling above is actually saying, but what you can make out is it sounds the combination of angry, frightened, confused, aggressive, terrified. You've no idea what the hell is going on up there.
Let's go down a level.
And then you start to hear spells going off.
Oh,
Screams.
Oh no!
they're probably casting on each other.
Yeah.
Could be.
What have
Right.
we
Okay.
done?
Okay. Right. Oh.
Oh, sorry, I've not moved you downstairs yet, have I?
As Bourne said to Kirk when he asked that question, what you had to do. Let's go down a level.
So you're going down to level 2. Okay.
Mhm.
Get the crystal ball out.
That's one of the things I want to do. Yes.
Oh, jeez.
The other thing is so Adrian can do that. Let's open this door, if we can.
Yeah, let's get through there and heal you.
There's some familiar faces. Hello.
I'm just going to delete the shadow ones because some of them are not
clones.
tiny. Yeah,
Those were the clones.
those were the clones, and some of them aren't key to your character sheet properly. I noticed. So
Can
just use
I?
the ones we know are. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I open that?
Yes, you can.
It does open.
It does open. Yeah, it opens. Well, I mean, it was your mage lock. It would have opened if you wanted to, anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And is the door damaged?
No, the door's not damaged. The door
And he hasn't been through the damn thing.
well, you
doesn't
don't.
We know that we've got the scrying ball for sure.
Sorry.
So he doesn't know for sure that we have the scrying ball.
Exactly.
So he is just making shit up as he goes along.
Exactly. Now, at this point, what I suggest is we put the scrying ball back. And then we go up the stairs. I'm injured from that blast grenade. And I'm like, what the hell was that? What's going on up here?
Okay.
This is a very odd play, but I'll go with it. I'm interested now.
Okay, so you're...
I'm doing this purely by the seat of my pants. Pull me back if you think I'm wrong.
I like this plan.
It's got the Games Master confused as fuck, so it's got to be a good plan.
What I'm thinking is, right, they're already in a point of civil war.
Yeah.
He's made a claim about us. We now have the opportunity to prove him wrong. He hasn't been through this door. We put that scrying ball back where it came from. I take Mage Lock off everything down here. We leave it we leave it as it was. We go back upstairs. What on earth was that? A priest of Palor has just been attacked in your home. They're already throwing stuff at each other. They can make the accusation. They can come down and check, and the damn thing's still there.
And the door's not locked.
Exactly.
Say, what secret door?
It makes him look absolutely stupid.
Did we work out what their previous mage lock was?
The only one that we know, I dispelled it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what was the word for it? Do we know what the word was?
We didn't find out what it was, no.
Because we could have reset it with that.
So we think it was his own.
We could easily reset it to be what the one was for the portal room, which was open in Blacoonish. But we don't know that it was that.
Yeah, I think that's maybe adding too many complicated layers to the plan.
Yeah,
Let's just go with the original plan.
The main accusation is that we've poked around and we've stolen a scrying crystal. Yeah. We put it back. No, we haven't. We go back up. I've been attacked. We need some answers on this. What on earth's going on? They're already throwing magic at each other. We can go and wade in.
We came back up because it looks like it might take us longer downstairs than we thought. So we're going to need some supplies.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So say we all.
I'm in.
Right.
I was with this plan before you proposed putting the crystal ball back in the plinth. So that's what you were going to do.
You put the crystal ball back in the plinth and set the dials so that the plinth closes. The cranking noise as the crystal ball sinks back into its locked chamber and seals over. It takes you a little while to take all the dials back out so it's not obvious that you'd set them. Put them back roughly in the pile where you found them, and then head back up the stairs. As you're heading back up... Sorry, go ahead.
Dispelling both mage locks. The one on the plinth and the one on the door, and closing the door behind us.
Okay, you dispel both the mage locks as well and close the door and head back up the stairs, gasping for breath by the time you get up to level 3.
Somebody should do some first aid on Gora.
Oh, no. I want that.
All right, okay.
It's been a little bit... Why don't we do some half-assed first aid? Because it must have taken us a little bit of time to do that.
Yes.
We can say that we tried to do half-assed... Yeah, I know, but you're the healer. We're not.
Yeah, exactly. So I couldn't even get any healing because I'm the healer.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. If we do some half-assed first aid to make it look like the reason it's taken us so long to come back up is that we were trying to patch you up,
Let's do it.
panicked.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right, I wrap a bandage half-arsed around your arm or something.
okay,
Around
make
your
a
head.
healing roll.
Not an actual... I was going to say not an actual healing roll.
All right,
but
okay, don't make a healing roll then. Okay.
And make a deception roll or something, maybe. Oh.
We'll do
It's
that
a
if
purely-
anybody
purely
looks too
willful
closely at it. We'll do it then, and then we'll see.
Amateur theatre roll?
An amateur theatre roll, did you say?
Yes.
It's art.
Amateur
Okay.
dramatic.
Yes,
So-
it's art.
You're coming back. It is art. Yes, you're coming back up the stairs. You can smell the smell of fire and various alchemical mixtures that have been used in grenades and whatnot. But the sound of combat seems to be receding, at least, as you come up to another level.
One side's entirely dead.
Okay, so you'll be coming up to level 4. I'll just pull you up to level 4.
Limping up.
Limping up to level 4, yes. And there is no one here. Right? You come up to level 4. There's no one here, but there's carbon scoring on the walls as if spells have gone off. There's broken bits of glass that look like grenades that have been thrown. There's blood on the floor. And the secret door's closed, but you can vaguely hear shouts from the other side of it.
Hang on. Did they even throw a grenade at us, or were they throwing them at each other and one happened to fall down the stairs?
That's a very
Probably.
good question.
I think because it went tink, tink, tink,
Yeah.
it's more like a drop and roll
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
fall down the stairs.
You have a feeling that what's happened is the grenade has dropped rather than been thrown. Yes, from
And it's
that.
true. Somebody's gone, oops, I've dropped a grenade, and everything, all hell then broke loose.
Yeah,
Right.
that would appear to be it. Yes.
Let's head through.
Okay. So, can you open
Callum?
the door from there? Or are you going to need me to?
I can already see through. I'm strategically waiting for our battle turtle.
Okay. So heading into the study, you can see that here the study has there's spots of blood on the ground. There's it looks as if the corner of this chest's been knocked and stuff's been knocked off it, as if people passed through here really quickly. The southern door's slightly ajar, and you can still hear shouting from the distance as well.
Who's just this?
Is Master Van Hillen actually in that corner?
Oh, no, he's not. I'm just going to move him out of the way. I'll stick him in a wall so I've got him for later if I need him. Right. Actually, I'm not. I'll just delete him because I can drag him off a character sheet. So no, he's not there. I hadn't spotted him. My mistake. Okay, so what are you doing now? Whatever's going on is as confusing to you as your plan is to me. So there we go.
Is the shouting on the other side of this door, or is it further through?
It sounds as if it might be further through, actually. Yeah.
Oh no, they're actually setting fire to the library.
Bloody misses.
All that
Um,
knowledge.
Actually,
Right,
no. There is some. Make a listening roll.
So quite seriously at this point, do you need to be clued in on what the plan is?
No.
All right.
No. If I'm not clued in on it, then the chaos will be genuine.
Ooh, that
Fair
was
enough.
nice.
Right. You can hear voices from beyond that door as well, but they don't sound quite as angry. They're not raised.
Is it male or female?
Yes, there's both.
Is it male or female? Yes.
Yes. There's
two
definitely
voices.
both on the other side.
Okay.
Can Mob
Right. Well, in
distinguish
that
who they are?
case, given that it was me who heard stuff, I'm gonna go stomping through this door, and if there's somebody on the other side, I'm gonna go, "What the hell is going on here?"
Right, there is somebody on the other door. So as you come straight through there, you find. Let me just drag out the right people. So it would be.
I'm doing my best
Bodine.
impression of somebody's angry Karen mother on a schoolyard here.
You want to see the manager, do you?
I do want to see the manager. Have you seen what they did to my friend?
Lyra. There we go. Oh, two of those haven't lit up with health bars. I don't know why, but there you go. So, yes, you've got 3 people on the inside who are all kind of sat behind desks looking confused, and like you can hear them going, as you come through the door, you hear them go, what do we do? What's going on? What the hell is going on around here? Ever since those strangers arrived, things have just gotten... And then you come bursting through the door and they all look at you. There's 3 of the apprentices are in the room. All giving you the eye.
What is going on? Oops, sorry, I got very
It's
into
like
it
a...
then.
Oh, dear.
Hit my table, sorry.
That's okay.
I got accidentally too in character there. What is going on here? We were tasked with finding out what was going on downstairs, and when we were trying to come back up to give back our findings, we got hit with a grenade.
Right,
Have
they're
you
kind
seen
of...
what it is, my friend?
They're all looking at you and looking at each other. It's like a standoff in a spaghetti western. So they're all like
Yeah.
about to reach for staves and magical thingies and whatnot. And then you said, what the hell is going on? Make a communications persuasion roll. See if you can talk them into talking rather than just panicking and blasting.
Can I use intimidation instead of persuasion?
If you want to, yeah. Try
Yes!
intimidating the answer out of them.
Oh, that wasn't a very good roll.
They
Right.
might think twice about shooting at you.
Yeah, your attempt to intimidate... That wasn't a bad roll. That was a 15. What are you talking about?
Is Lyra there?
Lyra is... Yes, she is there. So let me just make Lyra's roll, see if she's intimidated. Yep, she's intimidated. She's like cowering back a little bit as you're saying it. Let's have a look at... Oh, God. I need to pull up. So that was Lyra. Magnus isn't here. So we need Guldane and Saria.
Are Lyra's eyes still red and with diamond irises?
Yes, they are.
I'm going to try to see through any kind of glamour or illusion that's on her.
Okay, make a perception seeing test, I think it was. No, it's not. It's a willpower. Christ, I can't remember.
Can I use faith?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Meanwhile, I'm just ranting away like, I want to see the master and mistress.
I want to see the
instant.
manager. Okay, so I'm still responding to all the intimidation. So that is Saria intimidated as well. So just Guldane left to go. See if he's intimidated. Yeah, so all of them are kind of cowering back a bit. And as you demand to know what's going on, they kind of splutter and try to answer. At the same time, we have Gora trying to see through an illusion. You can't tell if there's an illusion on them or that you're not seeing through, or if there's no illusion there to see. But Lyra still looks like Lyra. She's just kind of scrambling backwards away from the group, trying to hide a little bit behind Saria, who's just looking completely confused. But is also cowering a little bit from this yelly orc that's burst into the room.
I feel a little bit bad for scaring them.
Guldane's like physically shaken as well. We don't know what's going on. The master and the mistress went through there with with Magnus and with. That's a good question. Because Lyra's in 2 places at once now. And she should be. But I'm just wondering how they reacted, because they might have noticed.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, they're utterly confused, because like he went through there with the mistress, Magnus and Lyra, and several minutes later, while they were still through there, Lyra came into the study.
There way, point properly human, I can't see.
Through that southern door.
There we go.
Which caused them confusion to begin with, which is why they were all saying, like, what the hell is going on? Then all hell broke loose beyond the door. The master, the second Lyra, and...
Doppelganger.
Yeah.
Yeah, something
They
like
came carrying the mistress who's been injured by something. They assumed you. They assumed you'd
No,
attacked them.
I have been injured by whoever threw a grenade.
Right, so they all kind of glancing round at one another. You can see utter confusion on everybody's eyes. They've got no idea what's going on.
you and me both, pal.
And as if now was the best time for it, the southern door opens again. And
In burst the Spanish Inquisition.
oh, there's no bursting going on. It's because it's Di the butler.
Oh,
Di opens the door and kind of shuffles through, looks round, he says, "Ah, there you all are. There seems to be some..." And then he clocks Lyra, and he looks at her, and then he looks over his shoulder, and he looks back. "Yeah, Lyra, you're here." And Lyra says, "Yes, don't you start. We were just having this confusion before, but I've just passed with the mask. Then he clutches his head with one of his hands and says, "I should never have given up drinking," and shuffles back out of the room.
Right, I whisper to Mog,
yeah.
throw a paintbrush or something small at Lyra.
Okay.
There'll be something on the table beside you.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. I will just brush something off the table and bat it in her direction.
Okay, you bat something at Lyra. Make a roll, see if it hits her.
What
It
kind
would
of
be
roll?
an accuracy thrown weapons roll.
I'm not trying to hurt her.
No, but it's still
I'll just do it what you said.
you've got to like.
Okay, 13, I believe, is probably a hit. So you've hit Lyra with something we'll say too light to do any damage. Oh, Lyra doesn't seem to have any hit points.
Well, that's clearly been
It's
a
an
true
illusion.
Does she react is the question?
No,
or
I
does it
mean
just-
Lyra's character sheet doesn't seem to have any hit points.
She's dead. She's undead.
I'm just going to give her the same as the other apprentice at the
Ah,
same
my
level.
throat is blowing.
So that's... oh shit, no. She's also not got any magic points typed in there. Just give me a second. Give her the same as Guldane. Okay. So you've thrown whatever it is at her. It's hit her. She's like, "Ah, what are you doing?" Now I'm going to make a willpower self-discipline test. If she fails it, she thinks she's under attack and responds accordingly. If
Okay.
she passes, you have a moment to try and convince her that you're not trying to kill her. And
Well, the
all
fact
the
that
other...
it wasn't a weapon.
Yeah, well, yes, that's part of why she's rolling, because this is to see whether she pauses long enough to notice it was just like a book or something, or whether she panics thinking that you're throwing a grenade or something like that at her. So
At the
I'm
very
going to
least-
make the target number relatively low.
Right.
I don't know, what do you reckon? About 11? Does that seem okay to people?
Yeah, that would seem, given there's tension in the situation.
Yeah. So 11, if she rolls 14, okay. She's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And throws an ink pot back at you.
That could be awkward.
Okay. Right, stepping forward. Right, everybody calm down.
I think she might have hit you with the ink pot, I'm not sure.
Lyra, you've just been hit with a book, and you reacted in that way. Saria, do you recall at dinner throwing a bread roll at Lyra?
Oh, is that where you're going with this? I wondered what was going on.
Saria kind of shrugs and like, "I might have done. I throw bread rolls at Lyra all the time."
Yeah. And how does she normally react?
Well, she and I are friends, so she doesn't normally react by throwing something back. You're complete strangers who may have attacked our mistress.
Well, we haven't, but that's besides the point and yet to be proven. So, you need to take our word for that. I'd advise that you didn't, in fact. That needs solid investigation. The question at hand is that how Lyra would normally react? When you threw that bread roll at dinner, she did not react at all. When this was thrown at her just now, she did react. There was a difference. We already have evidence.
Yeah, of course there was a difference. You're not friends of hers, and you're throwing something at her unexpectedly. So looking
Can
at
Lyra
you
speak for
suspiciously.
herself?
Or you asked me, so I'm
Yes.
answering.
Okay, you've given me your answer. Lyra, do you remember that bread roll being thrown at you at dinner?
Not particularly, but as she said, she throws bread rolls at me all the time.
Do you remember dinner?
It
I
hit
remember
you on
dinner,
the
but
head,
wasn't. It might have done. She was quite a good shot.
and you didn't react at all.
Well, no, I wouldn't. And the door opens again as Di the butler comes back in. Ah, I have remembered why I came the first time. I have a message from the master.
Go on.
Ah, the message is not for you. He turns to the apprentices and says, "The master says that our guests are clearly thieves and brigands, and that they attacked the mistress, and that if you are to see them, you should attempt to kill them all." And that there's like a moment of everybody's just looking at each other as if like, what the living fuck is going on? Okay, so I think now might be a good time to start making initiative rolls.
Okay.
Bearing in mind, if your side gets to go first, you might still be able to talk this down, because that's a
Yeah, that's the plan.
viable option as well. So I'm just going to take the method
they
off who
don't,
appears to be on
They
the
will wish
previous
they'd talked.
on the
Well,
previous
if they
thing.
don't, I'm not killing people.
Well,
No.
no, we're going to subdue people.
Right, if you could all give me your... Oh, fuck's sake, I can't speak at the moment. Give me your initiative rolls, please, while I try and figure out who the
Okay,
hell
that's
is involved
interesting.
in this fight.
I rolled mine, I went on the turn order, and then I rolled Adrienne's, and I went off the turn order, but Adrienne went on.
That's because you initially rolled as Adrian.
No, I rolled as me initially. And then it put Morg on the turn order, and then deleted Morg off the turn order when I rolled Adrienne's.
Oh, no, I see what you mean.
But what it looks like is that 14? That's not. Oh
I
yeah.
also rolled for Adrian as well. So
That might confuse.
Yeah,
them.
but that shouldn't have deleted.
however, I rolled for myself with myself selected,
Yeah.
and hasn't gone into the turn order.
Okay, well, I'm going to start adding turns. So, what was Mog's initiative?
Hang on. 13. No, hang on. No, that was my accuracy. Sorry, it was 9.
9!
9!
In reference to an entirely different show. Right,
No,
and...
you've made Gora 9.
Oh, right.
I'm 13,
Right, okay, so...
which I can apparently still edit. So I've fixed it.
That's
I'll be
fine.
back in a moment anyway. I just need to disappear for a sec.
That's fine, no problem. So, Kellen doesn't appear to have gone in either, so I can add him manually also.
Yeah, that was my mistake. That one, I think.
Right, okay. We do
20.
we do seem to be having... and now
No,
it's added...
Yeah.
So, Adrian, Gora, Mog... Yeah, 20, there we go. Sorry,
Yeah.
it jumped a bit while I was looking at it, so that threw me somewhat. Okay.
I didn't have myself selected somehow. I thought I had done.
Yeah, I've done that myself several times. So, Apprentice Saria, let me just say, I'm just going to close the Mistress and Masters thingies down because they're not here. So, Saria, whose initiative is 15. There we go. And Guldane next. Initiative. Did that one go in? It appears to have done.
Yeah.
11. Yep. Okay. Success so far. And Magnus isn't here, is he? So it's who am I missing? Lyra. Come here. There we go.
I take it the old man's not really going to.
You take it correctly, yeah. So initiative on Lyra has also gone in. Now I need to type Lyra's hit points and so forth in here. 33, 38. Whoops, it is 38. Bosh. And who else doesn't seem to be? There we go.
Everybody.
So we need Gildane to have his stats in there, which is 33 and 38 as well. So if I do this and this and this And this we should have.
Yeah, he's lit
Ah.
up green.
There we go. Brilliant. Right. So, I will order everybody in descending order, and the first person to go is Kellen of Highgate.
Who's going to make an imploring speech as to why they shouldn't attack us, due to the fact that we bear them no ill will, and if we had done, we wouldn't have come back up if we were just thieves.
Yeah.
And we have no idea about who. Well, we have an idea about who attacked the mistress, but it wasn't us. Notice that. Have they noticed the tension between the heads of the household recently?
Okay, because they actually have noticed the tension between the heads of the household, I'm going to give you a bonus to your communication persuasion roll. So go ahead and give me a test.
I don't have a communication persuasion, but
Okay, just straight communication will do then. Also, your reputation at this point as the
King's Justice.
King's Justice, I'm going to give you a bonus for that as well. So instead of 11, we're going to call that 13. So
could I use etiquette,
yes, you can. Aye.
which would add another 2?
15. Yeah. Okay. I don't see any reason why etiquette. I mean, technically, in the strictest definition, it wouldn't apply, but I don't see any reason why we can't apply it. It seems likely. Okay, so you're starting to make the argument for like everybody not killing one another, and I will check to see if they've been convinced when it comes round to each of their action turns. Therefore, if anybody in the party does anything stupid like opening fire before we find out.
Yeah, a gesture I'm going to make is I'm going to actually sheath my sword at
Right.
this point and say, look,
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, I think that's going to give you a +1, I would say, because you're actively, at the start of what could be a fight, you're actively putting your sword away and putting your arms out so you're showing you're not reaching for it. I think that's worth a +1 on your roll to calm this situation down. So, this person over here would be Lyra. Let's see if Lyra's convinced. Well, she's still kind of intimidated by Mog. That's probably...
Sorry.
Okay, she is going to... I just need to check something. I think she can add to this. Oh, so sure, it's magic. So, it's a minor action. Okay, spell for 16. Let's have a roll on that. Okay, Lyra's going to cast a spell. It's a minor action, this spell, so she can still use a major action after it if she wants to. But what she's going to do is, as you try and convince them all to calm down, she's going to cast the psychic arcane spell Empathy
Okay.
to try and find out. She can't actually read your mind as such. Well, maybe she can. But for 2 points, she is at least going to attempt an empathy cast.
right, is then there an opposed willpower test?
If you wish to oppose it, yes, there is.
Well, at this point, no, because I'm telling the truth.
Right. Yeah.
I was just in case there was it's always a willpower test.
No, if you want a spell to work on you, I'm going to allow it to work on you. So, actually, I'm not 100% sure if there is one on. Let me just check.
Or does it
Yeah,
just
willpower,
boost her?
self-discipline, there would have been. But
I would get a +6 bonus, but I'm not going to do it.
right, okay. So she's cast empathy on you. What are your current emotions?
Current
Okay
emotions
there, Louise.
are...
Sorry, my cheesecake was upside down.
Yes, I've been saying that about you for years. Oh, that's Louise there. Cheesecake's a bit upside down, if you know what I mean.
Right, okay. No, I'm not going to resist it at all, because I'm telling the truth.
Okay, so what would you say your current mood and emotions are right now?
Mood and emotions are... how would I actually say it? I'm not scared.
Right? Okay.
B, determination, basically. I'm feeling, I suppose, I don't know, truthful at this point,
Right.
as well as I suppose there would be an element of hostility towards the master.
Right. Okay.
In
So
truth, in there.
that's going to be quite confusing for her. So she's still not 100% sure whether she can trust you. So she's cast empathy on you. The results she's got back are so confused because everybody in the room is a little bit confused at the moment. She's not convinced by your argument, but she's also not convinced that it's untrue. So for her next action, she is going to. Let me just read this. Subject can communicate. That's really not going to be very helpful. Okay, let me just see if she's got any other useful spells. She doesn't want to attack just yet because she's not convinced there's anything dodgy going on. Okay, I'm going to say she's going to hold her next spell, so that if anybody attacks, then she will get to react because she's still got a major action. But right now, she's just grabbed a magical wand, cast empathy on you, and paused, trying to work out what the hell is going on. Next up, we have. So that's Apprentice Saria, who is going to. That's a fucking good question. So knowing Saria's personality, she's not likely to want to get into a fight anyway. Your argument has probably pretty much swayed her. I'm just going to check the spell, see if there's anything. Yes, there is. There's one spell she's going to cast on herself just to be on the safe side. So she opens up with a defensive spell. She's just spent whatever the enchant armor.
He's on a clothes sort of thing.
Yeah, so she's like grabbed a fairly diaphanous robes, cast enchant armor on there, spent 3 magic points and given herself a +2 armor rating.
Points, yeah.
So I'll just put her armor rating as 2 for now.
Well, clothing was fairly enchanting before she did that.
Yeah, I was a bit. Okay, so just in case you guys are up to something dodgy, she's cast enchant armor on herself and backed off slightly to use this desk as cover. Next up is Adrienne. What's Adrienne going to do?
2 things. Minor action.
Yeah.
Moving to the desk to sit down.
Right.
Because there's nothing more disarming in a fight situation, rather than standing up and being ready to fight, than to just take a seat and
Absolutely.
calm down.
Yeah. Open a newspaper as well while you're at it. Really.
Yeah. But she's not looking directly at them.
Mm-hmm.
She's sitting down to study the tome that's in front of her, and if she can get away with it, surreptitiously drop Hands of Fate just in case to boost us. It's yes, not an obviously aggressive move, and even if somebody is observing in an arcane fashion, it's no more aggressive than anything they've done.
I agree. It's another defensive spell, essentially,
Yeah.
much as theirs are. So I think if everybody's only going to act defensively, that's not going to inflame the situation. So go ahead and make a cast for her.
Well, that's a 2 point.
It's a pass.
That's a pass with 2 points in a fate pool. So it's almost as if even fate is gazing down on this going, I don't know what the hell is going on. So give them 2 points. Give them 2 points just to be on the safe side. I just need to check something as well. And I shall... That's all I needed to know. Right, okay. That's odd, slightly. But that's all I needed to know. Right, you are. Okay, so... Adrienne has sat down, cast Fate. Gora, you to go next. What are you doing?
Laying down arms.
Okay. you lay down your arms as well.
Drops a pistol, it goes off.
No,
Musket ball hits, die
no.
straight between the eyes.
And he lives up to his name. No, what I was thinking was like, I lay down a pistol, I lay down a pistol, I lay down a pistol, I lay down an
On the
aquabus.
desk.
There we
Okay.
go. I'm not going to fire any of those.
Like that scene in the second Pirates of the Caribbean where Elizabeth's just like removing millions and millions of weapons that just somehow hidden on a person.
Yes. Okay,
Um,
so
And I'm kind of given to. They've seen that I'm wounded, yeah.
yes, it's your aura's yellow, so it's noticeable that you are wounded. Yes.
Right. I'm going to get onto my knees. I'm going to pray to Palor, and I'm going to perform healing touch on myself.
Okay. Make a cast roll. So you sag to your knees and start praying to Palor, further confusing the other side. So that somebody's now convinced them that no fighting needs to be necessary. Somebody else has got their feet up on the desk reading the Sun, and
Oh God, definitely not. Never.
that would start a fight, wouldn't
Reading. Reading.
it? And
If
somebody else
somebody gets the sun out, I'm casting flame blast.
and somebody else has dropped to the knees and started praying. So, yeah, that's probably, if not going to diffuse the situation, and certainly confuse the situation. Okay, so that's
Some
a
sort of
healing
fusion
touch has
going.
passed. So you
I
can go
didn't
ahead.
actually. I didn't state how many points I was spending on that, so I'll take the minimum. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, just whatever you like. Yeah. Okay, so it is a very confused Gildane up next. Let me just see.
That's how much healing I get, plus whatever my talents give me.
Okay, I think he's going to probably cast a arcane shield on himself.
Has he made a roll?
Yep.
Or did we do all of that beforehand?
Well, currently you did such a good job of convincing them that none of them are taking any hostile action
Offensive.
unless you do. So they're all fairly certain that they at least want to hear what you have to say. They're not going to make an attack, but they are going to make some defensive tests just to be on the safe side. Let me just see how much he's going to need to take off for his arcane shield. And arcane shield costs him 2. Okay, so I'll reduce his mana by 2 points. And we will cast an
He
arcane.
could actually make that a 1 point. couldn't
He
'Cause
could
reduce it
actually,
to
because he's got
stuns.
2 points of stun. So let's do that. Then let's get his shield up first. Then his, and I should probably make a note that she's armoured. I think I'm going to have to use the same marker and just remember the difference. Or is there something that looks more armoury? Out of those, not particularly as... Ah, yes, that'll do.
You didn't put one on? No, there you go, cancel.
Castle to represent armour. Heart,
Enchantment.
shield to represent...
Okay.
arcane shield. And yes, I'm going to pop the... actually, Gildane's... Ah, yes, shit, I know why. Okay, that's not a problem, I'll fix that in a second. Okay, so it is Mog to go. What would Mog like to do?
Mog having seen what everybody else has done, gonna grit her teeth and very slowly put her axe down on the floor in front of her.
Okay, so you also put your axe down. So what you've got now is some kind of... Sorry, go on.
She's also through her gritted teeth mumbling, "I'm sorry I threw something at you."
Okay.
An apology from an orc.
Sharia shrugs and says, "I'm sorry I threw ink back at you." It was appropriate, though. You threw a book at me, I threw ink at you. Between us, we could write something.
I forgot about the ink. I'll just sort of shake my head like a dog. And
Oh, just splatter
everything
ink
now
all
with
over the
ink.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I can't find what I'm looking for, because I'm looking in the wrong place. So it should be that one. There we go. That should still not all updated. Never mind. Okay, so you have currently got a standoff. You're all kind of looking at one another. Di, the butler, looks round and says, I will go and explain to the master that instead of killing them as instructed, you're all having a nice little chat. Shuffles off. Shuffles off
Does he
through the
not
door.
find it weird that Saria's in both rooms at once?
Lyra. Yeah, he did.
Lyra,
He was
sorry.
confused by that the first time he came in. And then he wandered off and then came back with the instructions to kill you all. And didn't seem as confused by it the second time round, oddly enough. So, what's everybody going to do? I'm not going to go through this in turn order since everybody seems to have cast defensive spells and held. So currently we're not really having a fight, we're having a bit of a...
I say to them, I've been injured and Paylor has just healed me. You saw the mistress being carried through here, injured.
Uh-huh.
You know that there's tension between them. Right now, who's she with? And in what state might she be?
Well, she's with the master and somebody and Saria kicks in. Yes, and the other Lyra.
Yeah.
Whoever or whatever that is. I suggest we go and find out.
Yeah,
we go and make sure that they're okay.
Is that guy's name Gwillard?
Gwilyn, yeah.
Gwilyn.
Mm-hmm.
You're a healer, yes?
Oh, sorry, Gildane.
Gildane.
I'd never get his name right. He is a healer, yes.
It's written underneath.
All right.
I won't volunteer my skills because we're under suspicion. Fair enough. You go and heal her.
Stop it.
Okay. I can just hear Kevin in the background going, stop it.
I can hear that too.
Yeah, which is probably largely what a lot of people in the room.
Something, sorry.
Ah, right, okay, not to worry. Okay, so Gwilyn agrees and looks at the others and said, will you two, Gildane, sorry, will you two be okay in this room with these? And he looks back at you all as this.
Oh, I'm more concerned about how Gildane will be with the master. I suggest everybody goes, including us.
Yeah. We shouldn't let...
Lyra's like, oh, I'm not sure if you really are the hostiles here, then
as opposed to the two Lyras that we've got.
At this point, this is when Callan of Highgate steps forward, takes off his helmet,
right,
and says, "You do realise who I am with regards to the mistress?"
They all kind of look at each other blankly for a moment, but what I'm going to do is see if anybody figures it out from their perception. I'm going to
fail that perception roll and think you've just admitted to an unfair.
Right, okay, well, Saria's passed, so let's have a look at Lyra. Lyra has also passed. And just Gildane left to go, so let me have a perception. I don't think smelling's going to help. Right, so Gildane's like, yeah, you're one of the guests. And the two women in the room both look at him, the two, because there's 4 women in the room, 5 women in the room technically, but the 2 female apprentices look at him and say, well, he's a relative. A cousin or something, perhaps, Saria says. But look how much similar they look. Gildane's kind of squinting at you. I don't know. I mean, I guess. I mean, the mistress doesn't have 4 days' worth of stubble, but... yeah, I guess it could be. Saria's saying, look, if the mistress and the master are up there with something, and it's definitely not Lyra, then I suggest we get the hell out of here and go make sure they're okay. At which point Lyra says, oh, sorry, not Lyra, Gildane looks at Lyra and says, what if she's the fake? What are you all going to do?
Dun, dun, dun.
It's entirely possible. We need to sort the immediate issue we need to sort out is the mistress has been injured. You've all seen that.
Wait. Right. Didn't you try and see through an illusion and got nothing before?
Yes, but that doesn't mean there isn't one there. I may just have failed.
I mean, yeah, but you could at the very least say that you tried, and as far as you can tell, she's the real one.
And
Like,
it's,
yeah, we don't know for 100% for certain, but it is a step along the way.
I don't want to give them any sense of trust for this one that might not be due.
Fair.
I do see where you're coming from. Right now, if we keep them both in view, we can deal with that issue after we've dealt with the issue of the mistress. Right now, I feel the mistress is in imminent danger from the master.
Good point.
So, Karen, I believe your relative is in danger. The mistress of this house is in danger.
I would concur.
In the name of Pale Law, I beseech everybody in this room to come with me right now to find Enhalia. Gildane, you can minister to her for healing. Then we'll sort out the rest of this afterwards.
Okay, give me another persuasion check. We've already had a successful one from Kellen earlier on, which is what stopped the fight. But I think that's going to reduce the target number for this one. So I'm going to say 11, target number of 11 to convince them.
Hands of Fate.
Yes.
To boost.
Yeah. So you can drain 1 point out of the Hands of Fate. So you start to talk them round. You can still see there's some, I'm not entirely certain, what happens if we're actually bringing more enemies to the mistress. Eventually it's Lyra that says, right now, the mistress is either in a great deal of danger or none at all. If she's in a great deal of danger, she might be alone against it. If we all go, even if some of us are the enemy, some of us are not. And combined with what you had to say, that finishes that's essentially the narrative where the fate point kicked in. Yeah. They all kind of nod in agreement and all sort of dash off out into the library.
Where would they have gone?
They will probably have gone to
follow them.
Either the master or the mistress's chambers.
We shouldn't let Lyra out of our sight, by the way.
Correct.
Gildane says, we must split up. Some of us must head to the master's chamber and others to the mistress's.
No, we don't split up. We go out, we listen very carefully, try and find out where they are.
Sarian nods. Yes, that's the best way. We'll stick together until we're sure who the enemy truly is.
Plus, we don't know if the other Lyra, presuming the other one is the one that's the doppelganger, is a doppelganger or if it's a shape changer.
Yes.
If we split up, then they could, if it is some sort of changeling, it could easily turn into someone else. And then we'd be in an episode of Deep Space Nine all over again.
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
tell you my concern. We've now seen the same symbol that was present in the ritual at the monastery.
Or a similar symbol.
Why are we back downstairs?
Because I'm trying to find which level's the right one with the master and mistress's bedroom on.
Okay.
But you shouldn't be, actually. You should still be on level 3.
Yeah, we had tokens on the stairs.
When we first arrived,
the player's ribbon is still on the 3rd, so you shouldn't be moving when I do. I think I found it. I think it's... Yes, found it.
Right, I'm going to quickly nip to the toilets.
Yeah, it's level 5.
When we first arrived, Mistress Enhalia was looking around us for shadows.
Yes, she was. No, she wasn't.
No, sorry, she mentioned shadows.
Nope,
one of the apprentices.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
No, Mistress Enhalia did mention shadows.
Yeah.
When I had that conversation with her next to the portrait of Saragosa and family, I said about bringing light to the issue.
Yes.
She said, as he found out, light causes shadows.
Yes. Did you add your hit points back on from the healing spell?
I believe I did.
Because
it's changed.
Yeah, your character token's still showing 40.
I put it up to 48. I may not have applied it. No, I saw the
You
effect.
went green again.
Hang on, right. My health is at 48 by my sheet. The display is incorrect.
Okay, so why is that? So let me just click on and make sure that... Yep,
I,
it should be tied to your sheet, so I've no
what I'll
idea.
do is I'll change it to 47, and then back. Oh, well, are you changing something?
No, I was coming out so you could do that. Go ahead and do it.
It just changed to 40.
Yeah,
Right.
change it back to 47.
Right,
So it might
well,
have changed when I had to come out. Yeah, there you go.
right, that's where it should be.
That's where it should be. Yeah. So when I copied you across, it dropped it back down for some reason. So I must
Weird.
remember to just drag it all from your character sheets in future
Mhm.
than when we've got this API script running or something odd happens. Okay. So you come up. Oh bollocks! I've left all the apprentices behind, haven't I? So let me just dig them all out again. And that's the wrong fucking floor. Who built a tower this big? Whose fault is this? Which idiot thought a massive tower with this many levels was a good idea?
You know, I just saw an episode of the Dungeon Dudes where they were talking about thinking three-dimensionally
Yes.
and not having a dungeon that's just on one floor.
Yes.
And I thought, this is the antithesis of what we're playing right now with multiple floors.
Yeah. Did you mean the antithesis, or did you mean... Because they were
Yes,
talking...
as in the exact opposite. They were saying what not to do with having everything on one floor,
Yeah.
and we're playing the exact opposite with having everything on multiple floors, so that you were in effect putting into action all of their good advice.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. So, right, although it's proven not to be quite as good, because I keep losing myself in the multiple floor. Normally you design a dungeon so the player characters get lost in it, not the game's master. Right, okay, so you've arrived on floor, whatever the fuck this is, 5, I think.
That's a sarcastic left.
We've never been up here before.
No,
Oh,
you've
no.
never been this high in the tower before.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And the other apprentices are all dashing up with you as well. So you're all... Right, and they stop and try to listen to something. So I'm going to make listening tests for all of them. You can make listening tests for yourself. The target number for this is actually quite high. It's 15. So it's perception hearing test.
God, I've got good ears today. That's oddly specific.
Okay, so Gildane has managed to hear where the sounds are coming from. We have
18, 6 points of stunts for Adrian.
I'm not going to bother rolling the others. Between you, you have figured out that you can hear some voices very, very dimly, and from that you work out that they're not through that door. Because you're told by the apprentices that this door here is one of the bedrooms, either the master or the mistresses. Let me just open the right thing to find out which one. So master handout and level 5.
Not the mistress handout. It's the master.
Yeah. Level 5. Why have you not come up? Oh, fuck's sake.
At least it's not level 17.
Yes.
With
Have I just
temptation.
gone past the...
That was Heaven 17, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
I can't find any of the keys to the tower. They all seem to have disappeared. There we go. No, that's handouts for Saragosa's tower. Where the fuck are all the keys gone? There. Got one. And... Right, level 5's not coming up at all.
Do you want to restart the game from refresh it?
Looking like I might have to, because I can't see that it's one of the handouts. Turn order I can close off for now.
We're going all the way back to the first tomb.
No.
Yes, we're literally restarting the game. No, I'm just going to nip out and back in so that my locations of my jubblies sort themselves out, so I can pull up level 5.
You know what it was, Brian? You didn't have an ice cream today. That's what the problem is.
I didn't. I've run out. It's terrible, isn't it? Luckily, we go shopping
no.
tomorrow.
What you want to a cheesecake?
I think we do actually have some ice creams left. They're just not mine. We've got some of the household's ice creams, which
Cat's
technically
ice
I can.
creams.
Yeah, the cat's ice creams. But there's one type I particularly like, so I always buy myself a box of that. We're out of those. So, okay, there we go. Level 5. And that only seems to have... Oh, well, that's less helpful than I would have otherwise liked. But I can work it out from there. Mistress's private office is at 44, so that must be her chamber that's attached to it. Right, okay, so that door leads to the master's chambers. Right?
And we were told they definitely weren't behind that
They're
one.
definitely not behind that one, so from that, everybody assumes that the mistress has been taken to her own chambers.
So the voices are coming from the southern door.
In which case, Mog, check for secret doors, east
Yeah.
and north.
On a search. Oh, helps me open my own character sheet, not Adrian's.
Okay, so while you're searching, the apprentices are trying to leave by the southern door. What are you doing?
If I don't find any doors here, then I don't think there are doors.
Right, okay, what did you roll?
18.
Oh, God, right. Okay, so you quickly make a search, but those stone walls seem very, very sturdy, thick stone walls to you, and there's no indication that there's a secret door through any of them.
Nothing here.
So the apprentices are now
Does
dashing
the door
through.
open? Right.
That door does. Hold on, I'll just
Good,
open
good.
it for you. There we go. It opens into a large, what looks like some kind of living room. It's got chairs around a lit fireplace. It's got a table over there. It's got bookcases that, rather than the library that seems to have like the books on these cases seem to be more personal. It's got a chest with something in it. It's got various things that just give the feel of a living room, just where people kind of live. Saraga makes it to this door first and starts like hammering on the door. Master,
Question.
mistress, let us in. Yeah, go ahead.
Did Gul'dan cast Arcane Shield on himself?
Yes.
Has he been running that all this time? Because we're not in combat rounds.
Nah, it's probably let that lapse by now, I would
Yeah.
think.
But Sari's thing, was that is that the 8-hour one?
Yes. Yeah, that's the major enchantment sort of spell. So yeah, that'll still be running.
Okay.
Okay, so she's banging on the door. Master, mistress, let us in. No answer.
Open the door.
Okie dokie. Let me just see if it opens. Oh, yeah, it does. So what lies beyond seems to be some kind of private office with a door in the far wall. There's a chair by the fireplace and there's a desk, but it's definitely an office of some kind.
Kellen, do you want to open that door? Checking around for anything that might be invisible.
Okay, how are you checking for that?
Just looking in the same way that I have been, trying to penetrate an illusion.
Okay. So you are attempting to check for any illusory thing.
Just in case the master has hidden them both.
Okay.
So thinking of the gates and the demon, and just the way that I saw those.
Okay, I'm going to allow you to try a roll for that.
We heard voices. We heard voices coming from this direction. So
Yeah, you can
where
hear
are
them
they?
coming through this door actually. So
Oh,
you
right.
think they're on the far side of it. You can't detect or notice anything untoward. Nothing.
Fair enough.
Nothing that shouldn't be here, nothing lurking that you can tell, no shadows that are being cast by something that isn't standing there.
Lovely.
Nothing that looks different when you concentrate on it. So you're well, I'm not going to say confident, but you think you're probably okay.
Cool. Okay. So if I for 5 points of stunts, I'll take the upper hand.
Okay, you take the upper hand. Do you just want to read out that out for
Oh,
the
it's
benefit
a,
of
it's
the
a, it's
audience?
a, sorry, it's a +3 to initiative.
I say for the audience at home, but also for the absent-minded games master.
Combat, if our discoveries lead to combat within a moment or two, it's a
Right.
+3 to combat.
Okie dokie. So I'm just checking up some bits and bobs there. Fairly confident I know what's going to happen there. And
Take it Adrian's keeping an eye on Lyra.
Oh yeah.
okie dokie. So you've all dashed into this room. You're checking things out. What's everybody else doing?
I am following fairly close by.
Right. Is Saria, Gildane, and Lyra doing? What are they doing?
They're heading towards that door as well.
Right, because technically we were behind them, so I don't think we would have barged
In
past
that
them.
case, Saria
Okay, that's a good point.
I'll get there first and knock on the door. Hear the master's voice come back. Who's that? Master, it's Saria. It's Saria. We want to make sure that everything's okay. There's some kind of confusion. Master's like, stay where you are. How do I know it's really you? She kind of looks at the rest of you and shrugs. He's got a point. We don't know where Russ. How do we convince him?
It doesn't matter if he's got the mistress in there and harm has been done to her. We don't know what's going on.
No, I'm fine, the mistress says. At the moment...
We don't know that that's her.
No, you don't.
How do we know that's not all just one person making voices on the other side of the door?
Could be a doppelganger.
Oh, for the love of... Right, okay.
Saria, stand aside.
We're going to let you in, but we're going to be ready for you. One false move, and you get a face full of something nasty. Do you understand?
Is he asking us for them? Because if he's
No
asking us,
idea.
we've all eaten Granny's cooking. We're fine.
Yeah, maybe that's we should have Granny's cheese grenades.
Okay, you hear the door unlock and a voice on the other side says, don't come through it just yet till we tell you. Then you hear some shuffling.
Yeah.
Okay, you can come in now.
Open the door.
I
Somebody.
think the API scripts decided to have a bit of a wobble. So let me just do that manually. So that would be on dynamic lighting. I think it was because I initially told it to open a locked door and that door's not actually locked that have confused it. There you go. Okay, so you can see the master and the mistress. That doesn't look like the master and the mistress. That looks like the mistress twice. And that's definitely not what you see, because obviously, under the current circumstances, the same person being on the map twice is kind of what you are looking for. So let me just correct that. So, master. That's better. Right. So both of them are actually looking a bit injured. You can see the slight burns, some scars, scratches. Both of them were pointing staffs at you. Staves. Multiple of staff is staves. Both of you pointing staves at you and are looking a bit wary. Stand back.
Thinking back.
Oh no!
Hang on. Thinking back to the monastery.
Yeah.
Did the doppelgangers there exhibit? No, they didn't, because Father Lockian managed to question one of them, saying, "Oh, do you remember the last time I was here a couple of years ago?" And it wasn't. It was actually like 6 months ago, or the reverse.
Yeah.
And the guy just went with it, proving that there was something wrong. Yeah. Where is the other Lyra?
I know where the other Lyra is.
I think it's the mistress.
No, it's neither of them. If she's not in the room with them, it's escaped. It's a changeling, not a doppelganger. It escaped as flipping what's his face.
Die.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I've just gone, oh no!
Okay. Right.
That's why I was confused the first time.
And then wasn't the
confused.
second time.
Oh, I'm gonna kick myself forever for not twigging that at the time.
Because he was the one that almost started the fight.
Mhm.
Conviction point for Louise.
Yes, go on, I'll allow it.
Oh dear.
Conviction point for Louise for figuring that out. Because right now, the Master doesn't look surprised that you haven't killed all each other.
Exactly. That's what made me twig.
He's more worried that you're not who you think you are. He's not expecting you to have attempted to kill each other. So,
Magnus is the changeling.
could be Magnus is still missing.
Where is he? Where is Magnus?
Yeah.
Right. Lady and Halia.
Are
Were
we
you-
going into the room? Or
Were
are you in the room?
injured?
You in the room?
A little.
By what?
Exactly what happened, I don't know. Everybody just kind of opened fire on one another when the grenades went off.
Who threw the grenades?
Yes.
I don't know. So one of them just dropped off a belt and down the stairs.
Magnus's
that?
belt?
The Master kind of looks sheepish and says, "No, mine."
Kind of dropped off.
Yeah. He kind of
Right.
he unhooks the strapping from his belt where it was tied on and hands it to you, or well, throws it at you.
Okay, taking a look at it, does it look?
Cut.
It looks cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been tampered with.
Yes,
Right.
it's been severed with a very sharp knife, just like a
Okay.
cut purse would. Just walk up to you and just slice it.
Okay. I can't remember his name offhand out of character, but I think I asked you this question. Would our characters know it? I think we may have only known it by merit of it being out of character and the fact that characters are labelled. Did we know in character the names of the named characters from the monastery, from the cult?
I think I followed that. Yes, I think you did know.
Yeah, because the guy in charge
Yes.
spoke their names.
That's right, he
Right.
did.
Okay.
And he said, "So and so, get them," sort of thing. You
That's
lot
right.
deal with it. You know.
So
I
there's
do apologise if that wasn't
You
as
do
clear as
this.
it might have been.
It was
it
part of
confused
combat.
me
Whether you remember it
temporarily. Yeah.
or
Right.
not.
I'm
Yeah,
going
there
to
was
make
Cubo
mention.
Stripe was the assassin.
Yes.
There
Yeah.
was
Janosch
Janosch.
Iglin.
yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, that's
I'm
right.
mentioning
it was
his name and watching for a reaction from either of them.
I think you've already done this.
No, what I did was I did more Feg, which was
Right,
from
okay.
from the Forlorn Temple, and it got a
Okay.
reaction from her. She went looking for the book.
That's
Yeah.
right. Okay, so you mentioned these names. Give me a perception seeing test, or no, perception empathy test. I have a sudden massive urge for a fig roll. Luckily, I happen to have a packet right here in my desk. Might run out of ice cream, but at least I have emergency fig rolls.
Bad carbs. Bad carbs.
No carbs are bad.
Okay, so
19.5.
that's a pass, isn't it? It doesn't look like either of them recognise the names at all. How did you work them into the conversation exactly?
Oh God, right. I think at this point, having just taken a grenade to the
you.
guts, it's just like, do you know these people?
You notice that both of the wounds on these two mages look as if they're partially healed, by the way.
Well, that's because they healed each other. Yeah, sure.
They never mentioned having healing arcana.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing to stop you crafting a
although-
potion.
Although absolutely, and he did mention that he had certain other deeper magics.
Yeah.
So goodness only knows what that could mean anything. Okay, so okay. While we were down in the dungeon, we happened to happened upon a symbol that we recognised. Would either of you happen to know any of the following individuals?
And then you blurt the names out, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
They both shake their heads. You can see they're concentrating, trying to remember the names, but it doesn't ring any bells for them.
Okay, try to penetrate illusions on both of them.
Go for it. I'm just going to check something because we've got a... I do have an illusionist. Let me just have a look. So it's one of the apprentices.
I do have some questions to ask after you've
Ask
done
away.
that. You want to do that first, Brian? I've got some pertinent sort of like game information questions and or then questions for them.
Okay. Oh shit! Sorry, I didn't mean to roll that at all.
I haven't seen it.
I was
No,
Sharon Whisper.
whatever it was on Whisper.
Ah,
which
right. Well,
sounded
not,
Whisper.
not anymore for future reference. So I just need to double check something about that spell. So the test against it is... it is perception scene. We have been doing it right. I started to doubt myself and wondered if it was... But no, it is perception scene. So yeah, you don't see anything. Don't penetrate any illusions. These people appear to be who they appear to be.
Right. Okay.
Sean, what were your questions?
How long ago was it at the monastery when we had the epic battle in time, in actual game? Like, how many months have passed?
Okay, so from there, you went back to Fannon's, then
To the tombs.
to the Goblin Carnival first,
Yeah.
then to the tombs, then to the ghoul caves beneath the tombs,
Yeah.
then back to the Goblin Carnival to pick up your wagon, then you travelled here, so it's been about a month.
About a month. Right, okay, in that case. I don't know how to broach this subject with the using the best possible etiquette that I can to speak to them. The question that I really want to ask them is, how long has Magnus been an apprentice?
Magnus has been an apprentice for about 2 years now. The master kind of looks at the mistress, who shrugs. He's your apprentice, I don't keep track. But yeah, he seems to have been underfoot for quite some time.
And how has his behaviour changed in the recent past, over the past couple of months?
The mistress
Anything
kind of
unusual?
blurts out, almost without meaning to, no, he's always been a bloody awful person. The master kind of glances at her. Says, no, I don't think he's changed at all. As you can tell, my wife and he do not see eye to eye. And his wife says, that's because I can never tell which of his faces I'm supposed to be looking at. You can actually see Saria nodding as well.
There's a bit of venom in there, okay.
You find him to be untrustworthy.
Exceptionally so. The master just kind of tuts a bit and says, well, there's nothing untrustworthy about him. He's a little acerbic as a person, but at my age I'm somewhat that myself often enough. You can see Saria's still nodding.
I would say to it's Saria, Gildane, and Lyra now in the room.
Yes, they are.
Right. And I'm going to say to them, please do tell the master and mistress what Di said when he came back the second time.
Yeah, they'll kind of look at each other a bit and shuffle their feet, and then Saria rolls her eyes and steps forward and says, the butler, Di, entered the study shortly after these people did, and left again in confusion, having mentioned that he'd just passed Lyra with you. But when he came back moments later, he said that you'd instructed us to, if we saw these people, to try and kill them. Right, both the master and the mistress look shocked as I say it. And the master says, I said nothing of the kind. I very much doubt that it would have gone well for either side. The mistress says, my husband never left my side after bringing me up here. And Di hasn't been in.
So who was with you when the confusion happened and the grenade was cut from your belt?
Let me think now. Lyra was with you. Lyra looks up and says, no, I wasn't there. The others are like, Lyra came into the study after you'd left to go to your private study. At which the master and mistress look at each other with that, shit, who are we talking to? They'll look back and say, are you sure? Because Lyra was with us, so was Magnus. And Lyra's like, honestly, I wasn't with you.
Where's Magnus now?
We sent... Oh, that's a very good point. Where is Magnus now?
You sent him somewhere?
Yes, we sent him to bring some more healing potions from the store. But that was a while ago. He should have been back by now.
Right, so we have experience of doppelgangers.
Yes.
Did we see anything about how quickly they can change?
Pretty fast. It's a minor action, let's put it that way. Or major, it might be a major action.
Right, so Louise, is Louise back yet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've not been away for like hours. I've been talking away for ages.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you'd gone kind of recently. Right.
No.
So when you said changeling, basically a doppelganger can act like a changeling from DS9. So we're talking one on the same here.
We're going to start putting hands to work out who's who.
Not quite,
well,
you're not, because if you remember back to I think, Louise, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think Louise is talking about the fact that one of the demons could also shape shift.
Yeah, I was.
I took that to be what you were talking about.
The blue guy, which is what we were... Well, that was to do with the time. That's why I was asking the time question.
Mm-hmm.
To see whether or not it was him that had run away from... Did he actually escape?
No.
He didn't.
Which blue guy, sorry?
The demon, whatever it was, the tempted demon that was in with the shadow cults.
Oh no, we absolutely killed everything in there as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, but did he die on the material plane? I bet that doesn't kill them in reality.
Yeah, the seducer demon.
Yeah, arcane law test.
Arcane law, right, coming up. The other question that Louise has picked up on that in the direction I was going. Did the doppelgangers bleed in the same way?
Yes, they did. And you are quite correct that, or rather, Sean is quite correct, that killing a demon on the prime material plane is nothing serious for them.
Yep. Okay.
They just wake up back on their home world
Native
or reappear
plane.
back in their home plane.
Might take them a while to get it back together and come back, but...
Yeah. Usually, and interestingly enough, the more powerful they are, the longer it takes them to come back.
Yes, that's true in a number of fictions.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. We were on our way back up the stairs when we received your dropped grenade. We heard
the master immediately apologizes and then says, "Why were you coming back up the stairs?"
Out of character, what was our excuse again?
We believe we need more supplies because we think it's going to take longer.
Yes. The dungeons are extensive. We were coming back for more supplies because we intend to be down there for quite some time.
The mistress nods. Of course, you must have whatever supplies you need. And the master's like, "Oh,
as we were coming back up, we heard some rather unpleasant things being said about us."
Indeed.
So that was him then.
Do you have anything you want to express to us?
Yes, I don't trust any of you, and I'm fairly convinced that you are little more than thieves and vagabonds.
Just because I'm green.
Part of it probably is prejudice on his part. Actually,
you do realise that Standing before you right now are a priest of pale law and an agent of the King's justice.
And me.
And which king is this? He's no king of mine. And how did he become king?
I didn't vote
By
for him.
exploiting the workers.
We're an anarcho-syndicalist commune.
We don't have a lord.
The mistress says, "This is what I've been saying, but my husband has never been trusting of outsiders or strangers."
Well,
He kind
all
of
right,
nods
then.
a bit and he says, "Well, that is largely true, but I trusted our apprentices, and look where that's got us."
And let's not forget, Sir Kellen's family.
And he says, "Well, you seem to forget the bloody history of my wife's family. I'm not sure that being family is necessarily anything to recommend you." The mistress starts to interject, to argue, and then remembers the history of her family and thinks better of it.
And I'm actually going to say to him, I totally agree with you on that point.
Exactly. If I'm entirely honest, the moment I found out that you were a member of my wife's family is the moment my trust level for you all decreased still further. You can see the mistress about to interject with an outraged look on her voice, and then again she remembers the history of her family and stops.
Mog's just mumbling, "Oh, the straight's okay," under her breath.
Well, you married her. Your family too.
Yes, but
Speechless at this point.
Yeah, completely speechless. Aha, yes, but I'm not quite sure how to respond to that.
We're all here. Somewhere in your house, you've got some manner of doppelganger running around.
The
Shall we
mistress
perhaps-
interjects at this point and says, "Perhaps that is the thing we should be concentrating on."
Yes,
Precisely.
there's a lot of us, but we're going to have to make sure that we all stay together.
We have here some of the finest magical minds, I have no doubt, in all of Flanness. So can you please tell me, furnish me with what knowledge you have from your wonderful library, the finest I've ever seen, what you know about doppelgangers? How can we detect them?
Okay, they spend the next half an hour or so discussing backwards and forwards with you what you all know about doppelgangers, at the end of which neither side seems to be much wiser than they were before they started, because both of you know something about doppelgangers, but largely you all know the same something about doppelgangers. Methods of detection seems to be the thing they're not sure.
Also, while she's doing that, Lyra, would you please explain to us why you have red eyes with diamond-shaped pupils?
You can't just ask why someone has red eyes.
At this point, the question is asked. I apologize for my candor.
That is...
May Palo forgive me.
I'm so sorry about my racially insensitive friend.
No. He's following the path of absolute candor here. Let's go pick it up. Yes.
Please, friends, choose to live.
Well...
Promises are a prison.
My eyes have been this way for quite some time, ever since I made the pact.
You made a pact.
Pact? Is she a warlock?
I am.
Is that her demon downstairs?
It's not mine. Sorry, what demon downstairs?
Hang on.
Shit,
No,
sorry.
hang on a sec. Whoa. Did she actually say that?
Yes, that's exactly how she phrased it.
She actually said, it's not mine. Oh, what demon?
Yes.
Right, okay. So you're all aware that there's a demon downstairs.
Well, no, that's why she said, hang on, what demon?
Well,
She's
they are now.
absolutely not aware that there's a demon downstairs.
Well, they are
They are now, yes.
You've got a demon in your basement.
Yeah.
Among other things, anyway.
It's in a circle. I can't get out. Yet.
How long has it been there? Nobody's been down since the dungeon was sealed.
Are you certain of that?
Yes, they'd have to go down through that secret passage. The apprentices all kind of nod and go, to be honest, until today, most of us didn't even know there was a secret passage. At which point, Gildane, looking blankly from face to face, goes, "What secret passage?"
Folks just like, how do you live in a big building like this and not tap the walls? Really?
It's never really crossed my mind to go, do I look like a mason?
Do I?
Or a thief.
Not everyone's a wall tapper.
Not everyone's a wall tapper. Yeah.
Let's not incriminate ourselves any further.
Just as you had to be
you
stood
made a
there
pact.
with a glass
Made a
against
pact-
the wall.
Made a pact with whom?
You
Or
can
what?
see like everybody's glaring at her now, and she's realizing like the master and the mistress didn't know about that.
Right.
Never
you
mind.
know?
Forget I mentioned it.
No. We need to know at this
It
point.
might be important. We should know.
Well,
Truth.
dead.
Well, see, the thing is,
Go on. Where is she?
I'm just looking.
Sonia.
Actually, I can't spot the.
She's there.
There she is. Yeah.
Going to her, hand on her shoulder.
Will we
Right,
all?
no.
Speak, my child.
I take we'd all be in the room with the table and not the room with the
Yeah,
bed.
I assume
Yeah.
we have moved everybody through now. I think the master and the mistress have probably decided it's about time we all moved into. Actually, probably move you all into the living room rather than either somebody's bedroom or the.
Dressing room or whatever that is.
It's a
Antechamber.
private office, yeah. Okay, so let's just. I'm going to move everybody else en masse. And I seem to have brought the fire as well.
And I bring you the fire.
We were worried it would be a bit cold, so we just picked the fire up and brought that through.
All this magic's really weird. Just saying.
It's an elemental.
Like from Howl's Moving Castle.
Yes.
Oh, cute fire.
He was lovely, wasn't he? I want one of those.
Oh.
Yes. Okay, so you can move yourselves around there as you're doing your what seems oddly reminiscent of a Poirot
Oops, I'm standing on a table.
denouement. Agatha Christie and the demonic creatures.
Speak openly, child. This is no longer the time for secrets.
Right, she gives you a name, but you've never heard it before.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Okay. So
my goodness.
we have a name.
Yeah.
If it
It
becomes,
doesn't sound like a demonic name, is the odd thing.
that's very lucky for her.
Pacts can be with. There's lots of different things.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And some kind of general spirit.
When
Actually, hold on.
the last time you saw quote unquote Lyra, did her eyes look like this, or did they look like average human eyes?
Sorry, who are you asking?
I'm asking the master and the mistress from when Lyra was with them in the secret passage
Oh
stairwell.
no, they look like
think
they
they
do
would have
now.
noticed
They've
that.
always looked. Yeah, exactly.
It's very striking. It's you're drawn to it, aren't you?
Yes.
Immediately?
Yes.
Yeah.
What I'm asking is the doppelganger? Did the doppelganger notice those eyes and replicate them?
Well, yeah.
Or
As Sean's pointed out, it wouldn't have fooled the master and the mistress if it hadn't.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
The master says, "Strangers have entered my home. Chaos has reigned ever since. And frankly, I think we'd all be better if they'd all never come here."
We didn't bring a doppelganger with us. This has already been in your house. Why do you think you'd be better off with that doppelganger running around? Are you in league with it?
Am I in league with the doppelganger?
empathy.
I don't
Empathy.
believe. Right. Okay. Make an empathy spell cast. Yeah.
I think his blood's going to boil at this point.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not a spell. It isn't the empathy spell. It's
All right.
the-
Sorry. Yeah.
It's just the mundane
Just the
stuff.
mundane test. Yes. Go ahead and
Yeah.
make a test. Yeah.
It's a request for that if it would be appropriate to do so.
Well, you can see the rage and anger on his face when you ask if he's in.
It's righteous indignation rather than anything else in
Not
there.
necessarily righteous.
Well, it appears to be indignation, certainly. Whether
Yes.
it's righteous or not is another question, but it certainly seems to be indignation. How dare you accuse me in my own home of being... I don't even believe there is a doppelganger. You get the sense that that's true. He doesn't.
Okay, 5 points of stunts, if that gives me any additional bonus at all.
Yeah, have a bit of a look through and see what you'd like to do.
That makes you wonder. Sway the crowd?
Where's my
Seduce.
role-playing stunts?
Yeah,
At which point the door opens and Di finally makes it in through the door. He's been climbing the stairs since Wednesday.
Is it actually die?
Well, you don't know. That's a very good point. Under the current circumstances of utter fucking chaos.
Okay, hang on. Right, I'm
Die
going
for exact movements for the last day.
with 5 points of stunts for role playing. I'm going to engage him.
Okay. Read that out for the uninitiated.
You twist the knife. You twist the knife, delivering a provocation or insult in such a way that a single target you designate must choose between either attacking you or storming away from the scene. If they choose to attack, the assault need not be deadly, although the option is open to the enraged character. A slap or throwing of the gauntlet may stand in as an attack just as well.
Okay. Interesting. So, I'm just going to drag Di over, if I can ever find him. He appears to have disappeared again. Actually, he should be up there. There he is. So I'm just going to drag Di in, because he's standing by the doorway. You've provoked the master, so give me a rough idea of how you're provoking him, and I'll have a rough idea of how he's responding.
I've said to him, are you in league with this doppelganger? Did that grenade really fall from your belt?
Right. I've had about enough of your insinuations. How dare you come into our house, cause all this chaos, and accuse me of being in league with a non-existent doppelganger? As Di shuffles through the door, he looks round, he says, "The master is correct. I am no doppelganger." And then begins to change form.
Oh,
it's
So
a demon.
You've provoked somebody. It wasn't the person you thought you were going to provoke, but you've provoked somebody. And on that point...
So that time already?
It's not 6 yet. Stop
come
running away,
on,
Annie.
come on.
On that point,
Combat.
thank you very much for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed the show.
Oh,
Those of you who are at home,
massively.
thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Do join us. Now, what I was going to say is we'll not be here next week because I'll be building my fence, but I'm not sure that my players won't just turn up at my door and throttle me if I don't run it next week. So, yeah, I'm a little bit unsure what to do. So there may be a show next week. there may not.
Real life has to come first. You've needed your fence for a long old time.
I have, and we are running out of time to get the thing up.
If we have to wait a fortnight for this wonderful cliffhanger that you've left us with,
Yes.
then that is a fortnight of planning that we have.
This is like the end of season 2-part.
It pretty much is. I was actually expecting you to do the dungeon before this happened, but it's at a position where this fight is going to break out. So yeah, it'll be.
You know that demon?
The card turning to the camera and saying resistance is futile. And then ending.
Yeah. Okay.
No, it's
So
you
thank
know
you
that
very
demon
much.
killing sword
Yeah.
that's in the dungeon.
Yep.
Told you I should have gone that way.
So thank you all for
You've been
tuning
waiting
in
for that, haven't
anyway,
you?
and I'll see you back here in 2 weeks for the. Well, I don't know if it's going to be the conclusion or whether they're going to go into the dungeon afterwards anyway, but I will see you back here in 2 weeks for this climatic mass battle between half the planet's mages, it would seem, and multiple factions. Thank you very much for joining me. Do stay safe, take care, and we'll see you in a fortnight's time.